everyone. Hello, lovelies. Everyone's like, who is this? Click off. Welcome to the best. I haven't been rowdy in a while, so let me start some fights. Welcome to the best K-pop podcast on the internet, DK TV. I need you to acquire. They still. Is that supposed to be shady? Because. Well, that's because YouTube is a mess with that. But yeah, they're still active. I watch their stuff. Guys, for the people who are new, I'm joking. But forget that because I actually want it to be real. Yeah, DK TV, I need you to retire quickly. All right? It's over for you. I don't know anyone. Oh yeah, I forget what Eric Nam's podcast is called, Daybach or something like that. Shut it down. There's no reason. They have us, so y'all really don't need to exist. But hello everyone, welcome to the Sleepy Idol, a little bar on 15th and Crenshaw. Oh, Jazz, you're muted? Question mark? Oh, you know what it is? I didn't want them to hear what you had to say. Can you hear her now? And also, how is her audio like? Because I tried to use wireless headphones and they're just giving me, like, it's so funny. Okay, side rant. I'm sorry. We're already doing this. We're already going off topic. This PC that I built, I was so stoked, but I feel like there might have been aspects I built wrong because the Bluetooth is horrendous and I can't connect to nothing. And it's so annoying because it's probably the driver.
Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, like, they're very weird. Like, do you have yours on the outside or is it connected? Like, is it already built into your motherboard?
Oh, so yeah, we like the little things you had to twist and yeah. So I was using that and then I ended up using an Ethernet cord because it was just, I mean, it was fine, but then it started to act up. So I was like, just in case, let me connect this Ethernet cord because I usually stream wireless, which streamers are probably like, girl, what are you even doing? Yeah, well, I used to stream for a laptop, so sue me. But like, yeah, the Bluetooth has been really horrendous. Okay, saying the audio is good. Okay, cool. But hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Daisy, you are correct in saying that it's been a while, and because it's been a while, of course we have to know what our fave Jazz has been up to, since you are the one who actually has a life. I do not.
That's a lie. You just don't talk about your life.
Now you're making me sound shady. But Jazz, what have you been up to? True, but I don't want them to know.
I haven't done anything, honestly. I don't know. I went to the gym 3 times this week. It was a mistake. It was a mistake on Monday. It was a mistake again on Wednesday. And then it was really a mistake on Friday. So, yeah, I did like legs and my thighs. I kid you not, like going down the stairs hurt. Like I could not walk down the stairs on Tuesday.
Oh,
Wednesday,
dang.
I was like, hopefully it'll be better because I have to go to the gym again. It was not better. And then I did more leg stuff. And then I was like, okay, this is so bad. And then I went on Friday because my dad wanted to go with me.
Cute.
Mistake again. I'm so tired. Today wasn't, like, my legs feel better today, but, like, yeah, this whole week, I had to go into work. And I was just like, hopefully my coworkers aren't like, why are you walking like you have a stick of like, are you good? What happened?
You're like, no, I went to the gym. I went to the gym, John. Okay, you heard of it. They're like, take it easy.
You usually do. No, you don't.
Get on it. Well, the thing is, if it burned, that means that muscles, I forget something. I forget what it actually, whatever it is. But
I know that like your muscles are like repairing, like, because after you work out, like sometimes your muscles, like, I don't know, they break apart or something. I don't know.
Damn.
Something happens.
That's so dramatic.
They have to like heal themselves, and that's why it hurts.
Your muscles are stunt queens. They're like, you do a little squat, and they're like, no. Maybe she'll stop. Okay. But that's good. You're saying it hurts now, but when you have, buns of steel and you're showing off your summer bod, you'll be like,
not have a bod.
Well, to be fair,
my legs look nice.
Yeah, right? You can show them off. Remember that thing of like SpongeBob lifting up his leg and it's like really nice
Oh,
and big.
muscular.
Yeah. That's about to be you. That's about to be you. Also, let me just make a little dum-dum. Everybody is a summer body. We practice body positivity over here. But yes. Everyone's having a nice and healthy morning. I see that we already have people about to fight me because I did put as the title for this stream why the Sserafim will be the top 4th gen girl group, and I heard some people saying Rocket Punch. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Not you. You guys are telling me to shut the fuck up. We'll get into why I posted that as the title. I mean, half the reason is just clickbait, y'all. You know, I'm just as thirsty as these other 99.999% is that's probably the reason, I'll be honest. But I do have my points. I did prepare a PowerPoint. No, I did not. That would be too hard to screen capture. But hello, everyone. And I want to say hello to all the new faces because I did have a video that went viral a little bit on this channel like 2 weeks ago. But and I saw a lot of people were subscribing off of that. So I'd like to say hi. This is the main event, the podcast I host with my lovely co-host Jazz. So I hope everyone enjoys this first. If this is your first time at the Sleepy Idol, hope you enjoy it. Hope you come back. Almost forgot. What are we drinking tonight? What are we drinking on? Jazz, I'll start with you. Ooh.
This is like dogfish head.
I thought you were going to say dog food. Ooh, let me see. Hold it up. Liquidated dog food. Let me see. Is that the new seltzer girl on the street?
No, I don't know what this is. Hold on. I got a pop up, so I was like trying to close it. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on.
It's mango and orange?
Yeah.
Okay. Vodka Crush. Orange.
Yeah. It's like a cocktail.
Ah, so like a seltzer cocktail?
I don't think there's seltzer in it. I think it's just, yeah, it's juice and it's juice.
Oh.
Juice and vodka.
My
mom bought it because she was like, oh, it looks good. So she was like, there's one last one. It's pretty good. It's all right.
Is it like supposed to be light like how seltzers are, or is it just juice and vodka?
I have no idea. I meant to look at the box, but we threw it away. So I don't know like any of the
set it on fire. Oh, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah.
What else is everyone in the chat drinking on? I'm boring tonight. I'm just drinking on water. But
I was gonna say I also have water.
Oh, okay, good. Listen, practice safe drinking. That's what we promote here. All right, hydrate and drink. But hello, everyone. Oh, let me say hi to all the patrons in the bar. Daisy, what's good? Leanne, best mod, what's good? Tynesha, hey, how you doing? Andre, the Monroe, okay. And Jadella just came in. Welcome, everybody, welcome. Oh, the Break and Marshmallow were here earlier. I'm assuming you guys are just chilling and lurking. Unfortunate, how are you? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sleepy Idol. And I think it's about time we get started. So let's go to the first news page. So since we missed last week and the week before that, I wanted to start with some older news just so we cover our bases. No, that was like probably me. Both weeks.
I don't remember being that long. It just feels like it wasn't that long.
What?
And
Huh? What was that? Okay, well, DK TV after me once again. Like, guys. So first I had to start off with, according to Jazz, one of the contenders for official podcast Niece, which
they are the podcast Niece. I don't know.
I don't
what you mean by.
But I exist, so I.
With 2 songs, or I guess maybe it's 4. No, sorry.
But
they're still on the application phase.
So we'll see.
Still talking to them.
We'll see. But yes. Well, to be fair, I'll give them credit. This is big niece energy right here because they performed at Coachella. Not even a full year after their debut. Has it been 1 year yet? actually, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's been, but still, when did they debut?
It was like November or October.
Aespa debut. Oh, wow. Oh my God, 2020? Right? Yes. I don't know what month, but it was, November 17th.
Yeah, it was like the end.
Okay.
That's why it feels like 2021.
Okay, I was gonna say, am I just like, what's wrong with my brain? But yes, Aespa debuted of November of 2020, and not even 2 years into the debut, they have performed at Coachella, making them one of a few lists, a very short list of K-pop acts. They performed, and we did talk about this the last time we talked about this. It was before they actually performed. So just to reiterate some facts, they performed week 2, April 23rd, and they were part of 88 Rising's Head in the Clouds Forever stage. So 88 Rising, I believe it's a record label, and they kind of, do a lot with Asian artists. So they brought Aespa to Coachella. And so they performed 5 songs? Yes, 5. Energy, Black Mamba, Next Level, and Savage. And then they also performed a new English song called, I think, Life's Too Short. I think that's what it was called. So that was kind of surprise. So how is this compared to BLACKPINK? No, just kidding. As the Aespa here, what did you think of their performance? Was it giving? Was it not giving? Did they prove? Because let's be honest. Aespa has had some controversies in terms of their quality of live performances and their ability to perform live. So did you think they kind of, proved themselves with this performance?
I think they did. I feel like they definitely tried to hype up the crowd. They were like, and then they sang live, which was good because that will shut up some people. And they sounded pretty good, especially like for moving around and like dancing and doing like basically a mini concert. It was like that was pretty. I feel like they did a good job. So
I actually agree. I think it's quite weird because the thing is, we know that they can sing, but there's just this weird thing where they just don't sing live for whatever reason. People are saying it's an SM thing. Do you agree that it's an SM thing for their artists not to sing live?
I don't think so. Because I feel like, I don't know. At least maybe it's a new SM thing.
Yeah.
I feel like older groups definitely sang live.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like SHINee would sing live.
Literally, SHINee's whole thing was that they could dance.
EXO sing live. So I don't know. I think it might be because their songs are pretty high.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like in terms of belting and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only
might be why, but
the only other thing I can think about is that iconic quote that I think it was literally Isuman said, like, lip syncing is like a genre, or either that, but then there was also another quote where it was just like, I can teach someone to sing, but I can't make somebody who's not good looking. So it's like kind of the idea. I swear that's like a quote that's like attributed to either like SM or somebody who works for them. So it was like the idea that they'd rather take like a remarkable face over than a remarkable talent, which is funny because SM is full of way talented, super talented people. In fact,
I think they have some of the top.
Exactly. I used to think it was so funny when people would be like, SM is all looks and like YG's all talent and JYP is all friendship or whatever. Because I'm like, no, SM is also talent. Like they have some of the best singers. Like, are you kidding me?
Taeyeon. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Their vocal lines are always like the best vocal lines of the group's generation. But yeah, it's oh, okay, wait. Tanisha says, let me bring it up. SM does tend to let their artists lip sync sometimes because they know they have the best vocals. I guess that's a reason. Maybe they're like, I don't have anything to prove.
That's true. Yeah.
Just check the CD.
Also, it's like, save your voice. We need to keep that for years. Okay. Your contract's 7 years. So calm down on the high notes.
We need you.
On the first 2. Okay.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Andre says, I don't think it's just an SM thing. It's a whole fourth gen thing. Not a lot of groups sing live anyway and just focus on dance performance of it. I mean, we know they sing, so why is it an issue? That's true. I definitely think back when, like, okay, so you remember, y'all, this is about to be a throwback. You remember when MR removes became like a thing?
Yeah, I was all up in those. I was just looking at one of those videos of EXO. I was like, ooh, they're singing so well.
That era was so shitty, but I thought, to me, I was just like, when they would do the MR removes and like a group would be sounding messy. And so for those of you guys who don't know, basically there's different ways that a group, and I'm probably preaching to the choir, but for who might not know, there's like different ways you can technically like do stage performances. There's like live with a backtrack where the person's singing live, there's a backtrack, whatever have you. There's lip syncing where the person's singing to like a is singing to like the CD track essentially. And then there's AR, which is when the person is like, they pre-recorded a live performance, so it sounds different from the CD, but it's still lip syncing. I don't know why I explained that all, because I actually don't know where this is going, but basically people found out that if they removed the back vocals or whatever, did this kind of magic voodoo, you could hear people's pure live voices and what they actually sounded like. Because sometimes, I think the thing is that sometimes when a group sings with the backtrack can be overpowering, that you really don't hear the live vocals that well, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, so there became like this phenomenon of removing the backtrack and like the back vocals just to hear what the person sound live. And then so like a lot of groups were exposed for sounding a hot ass mess. I was just like, girl, if you're gonna struggle like that, just lip sync. Yeah. Because some of these, especially these boy groups, sometimes be doing like these choreographs, like choreo, where they're like backflipping through the time-space continuum. And I'm like, bitch, how are you doing both of these? And it's just like, just give us lip sync, because similar to what you're saying, Andre, if you're trying to give like a performance of a lifetime, I understand singing and dancing is very hard. And I know a lot of people expect it. They're like, you're a performer, you should do it. But that doesn't take away how hard it actually is to do. So I would rather have you lip sync and be confident than serving struggle ass vocals. I'm cussing a lot. Please, Susan, don't demonetize this. Struggle vocals while you're trying to do this choreography. Because a lot of the time when you're struggling vocally, it will reflect in your facial expression and reflect in how you go about doing the moves. So then instead of getting like no singing and good choreo, we get mediocre vocals because you're not strong at singing live, and then mediocre dancing because you're kind of trying to conserve your energy so you can sing live. So kind of tea. Whoever said that whole thing that like lip syncing is his own like art form. But yeah, I don't know. But you said you don't care either, as long as it's a good performance, Jazz. About lip syncing.
I prefer you don't lip sync if you're doing a ballad.
Oh, I agree. Because the whole point is vocals.
If you're just in there just singing and then you're just mouthing it, that's a little... That's concerning. Unless you're sick.
True.
But, like, outside of that, it's like, no. Please open your mouth and, like, have words and sound come out.
But actually, you mentioned EXO, and that's funny because I know towards the end of EXO's career, they would lip sync a lot, I think. And a lot of people would, be like, oh my god, flops, especially when that rivalry between them and BTS started to really pick up. They'd be like, so BTS sings live and dances, what are y'all doing? That kind of energy. But similar, like you said, you kind of already know they can sing. So what were you really trying to prove? Shorty gonna party till the sun down.
I know, I was like, ready to be in the dance. He was dying. I don't think when I said that. I would. If that was me, I'd be like, I can't. What was going on? I did not catch my breath in time. My part came out of nowhere.
It's crazy though how like one bad performance literally you're over. Like people are like, oh, so your ass can't sing? Like they literally Sehun. That lives
like
in my
6
memory.
years before this where I was singing like perfectly fine and now suddenly I'm a terrible singer.
Exactly. Leanne says, so many groups were taking bullets because of these MR removed videos. True. The Sistar MR removed was legendary. True. Andre says, I remember how hard they dragged Momo during an encore stage, and I was like, this is why I lip sync. Yeah, that girl was scared. She was scared. I think a lot of idols, though, are like scared of those and encore stages, though, for the same reason, because they don't want to be exposed. Yeah. So that's really weird. Yeah. Specifically Momo. You could see how like hesitant she was to sing, and it's interesting because like, do those encore stages, do the audio, is that like a cleaner backtrack or something? Because it's like, if I would be fine singing with it live on stage, or I guess maybe if you lip synced during your live, they would play the backtrack only, like the instrumental only during the encore stage, and then that might trip you up.
I don't
know. I'm very confused. Lean says, as an EXO fan, those MR removed videos give you more flashbacks. Ain't that the truth? As a Twice, what do you think I'm living as a Twice fan?
Oh gosh.
Oh god. Like literally, it was every week. Back in the day, it used to be every week there would be a new post with like 400 comments about how Twice can't sing and they don't deserve to be the nation's girl group or whatever. Oh girl. I'm tired. Fortunate, I'm so sorry, but Momo is not good at singing. Please don't attack me. Let me just get my pitchfork real quick. I think I put it somewhere. Nah, the thing is, I love Twice, but I understand that like that's not their like forte. A lot of the members, or some of the members, I should say. And
I think that's because I feel like she did sound good at one point.
Yeah, I do agree.
Then, something happened where she was like, I don't know, somebody told her something wrong, and then she went with it. No. It's like they made her sing through her nose more.
Yeah. I don't know what that was about. It's giving like the whole Britney Spears thing, how she used to sing one way but I also think one of the issues with Twice was that like for the longest time all their songs were so out of their range, or like just so high that it was like all you could do is scream. Like I remember they dragged Sunmi because she was like having trouble singing Cheer Up, and I'm like, girls, this is a hard song like to sing. Because whoever picked that key was on crack. Like, what the heck? Like,
I always think of when they sang the Jackson 5 song.
Okay, so I'm not having you slander my girls.
I don't know what they were thinking. I was like, you can lower it.
You're not slandering my that whatever cover you're referring to.
It's not their fault.
I know.
JYP or whoever gave them the song and was like, you can sing it at that level. You can sound like a prepubescent boy. Like, what? No.
Okay, is this like war flashback nights? Because I remember being in the trenches when that video dropped, because I was just like, y'all, other onces, we're gonna have to fight for our lives this week because they're not gonna let this go. But yeah, that was a struggle. Yeah, they play the backtrack during the performances and only an instrumental during the encore stages. Okay. That mix. So it's like literally just the audio with no backing track for them to sing along to. So that's why it's the expose of the century. And I'm a fan of Twice, fortunate. Honestly, I love critical fans. I love fans that can sit back and say, hey, I know my group has X, Y, and Z weaknesses. I feel like this era where you have to act like your fave is the best at everything and they can do no wrong is literally delusional. You know.
But EXO can do no wrong.
That's true. Shorty Akabane to the sunrise or whatever.
That was the perfect moment. He calculated that moment, actually. I think he did.
He was like, how can I go viral? Let's
Yeah, exactly. He's like, EXO needs something to pick it up. This is it. This is the moment.
Yeah, Momo definitely sounds a lot better when she's actually in her range, but that barely happens. Well, it happens every now and again, but like, yeah, definitely back in the day, there's a lot. Even Jihyo, she definitely suffered, even though she's like a great vocalist, she suffered from them like just
screaming sometimes.
Yeah, just for no reason.
Like, I gotta get it out. They told me to hit that note.
It was the worst.
Do whatever I can.
It was the worst. So yeah, I agree with your sentiment. I thought they did really, really well. Good energy, good energy.
Oh,
I'll end it. Let me end the podcast now. Yeah, I really, really liked it. Thought they did a great job. I did see, because I'm, on the messier side of social media, I did see some of the comparisons to Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, to BLACKPINK. I feel like they're like, because the same thing happened when 21 performed. People were like, oh, but how was it in comparison to BLACKPINK? Similarly happened with Aespa, but it wasn't anything too messy, because I don't think Blink's and Aespa fans
are enemies.
I don't think they really do it. Like, they don't. I think
it's good. I don't think they're the same style. So
true.
In my opinion.
True. I agree. So one of the things I also wanted to talk about is the fact that, as I mentioned, one of the songs they performed was actually a new English song called Life is Too Short, I think. And so I had read one article that said that this was the English version of a new song. So apparently they're going to have a Korean version of this song as well. But given that we just heard the English song, what do you think about this whole thing? Like, do you think Aespa is going to be SM's new try or attempt at the Western market or Western dominance? Because that's a question that I saw some people ask. I think this was in the Kpop r/Kpop Reddit, was like, why are they there? Like, why did they go to the Thanksgiving parade? They were in the Macy's Day Parade. Why did SM like put them in Coachella? Like, are they purposely trying to focus Aespa on the American market? And if so, do you think we're gonna see, another BLACKPINK in terms of success with Aespa? And if not, do you think there's another SM artist that they should be pushing instead? Damn, I asked you like 80 questions.
So. Yeah, I was gonna say, I already forgot the first question.
Basically, do you think SM is they're the new, to push them in the American market?
I think, yeah. And I think it's also because of like their concept. I think they're really trying to push that whole entire thing forward and make it seem like it's revolutionary. So I think they're trying to use that as leverage to push, like, get them more popular. Like putting them on the women's STEM.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay. Like, I think they're really trying to lean into that aspect.
That was so random.
Like, new tech or whatever, but I don't know. They might be trying to push them. Like, it might be like every now and then, like they're trying to like get them like more. I don't know. They seem like they're getting pushed the same amount as NCT. To be honest, because I think NCT also performed at the Macy's parade like the year before or 2 years before.
Let me look it up. That does sound familiar, but I might have not watched
it. I'm thinking like they're just trying to do like the same thing, because NCT also seems like they're trying to make them seem like they're more global. So they might just be doing the same thing.
That's true. And I also think that, like, oh, okay, you're right. NCT 127 performed at the 2019 Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah.
And apparently they were the first K-pop group to do so. Interesting. I'm gonna pause actually. Wait. Do you guys not hear anything? I don't know. Some people in the chat are saying they don't hear anything. I'll just keep talking and you guys, I guess, can circle back, but nothing is try not to be an IT guy, but try refreshing, because YouTube can be kind of weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird because I think like nowadays making a formal American debut is not really necessary, because K-pop is so just global that like I feel like groups cannot even really do that much of a push and still have a fan base or whatever. I know Giselle, she speaks English. I don't know if any of the other members are like fluent in English, but I feel like
Ning Ning can kind of speak.
Yeah, so maybe that's also what people are getting at, having like the designated English speaker, but I feel like that's always kind of been a given for SM. But yeah, I mean, it could be like, I think them being in the Macy's Day Parade was interesting. I think Coachella makes more sense, because why wouldn't you do Coachella if you're an act that's trying to get their name out there? But in terms of like them pushing the Western market, I mean, I could see it. They're like young, fun. They're not like BLACKPINK, but it's a similar formula with like 4 girls, really, really fun and edgy music and things like that. And BLACKPINK's doing really, really well. But I don't know. It's really weird. Okay. Okay, the audio is fine. Jumping into chat, Daisy says, if they are making for American push with the girls, then sonically their sound would be different, in my opinion. Are you saying they should make a different sound, or they would make a sound that was different from what they're doing? Because I'm not sure. Oh, they were on the Daily Show? Oh wow. Tanisha. Yeah, I feel like I remember that. I feel like it's so weird though, because like honestly, I'm gonna give one check for ARMY and BTS. I'll say that they did kind of pave the way to standardize going on award or morning talk shows and stuff like that. Because I feel like now, like, groups just casually have that as part of, like, as if it was, like, going on Inkigayo. Like, it's like, oh, going on this, Stephen Colbert. Like, it's so, like, ingrained and, like, in, I guess, like, idol comeback circle.
You technically more like Wonder Girls did that. Didn't they do that first?
That's true. Oh, okay. Check mark me. I will say Wonder Girls did it.
Or SNSD, right? They did that too, right?
SNSD did that too. Okay, so there's like this concept of doing like that I was not reading about, but I saw, because there was like a whole different thing, and it was like the idea of being the first one to do something, being like an early adopter, and then being somebody to popularize it. So I definitely think Wonder Girls and SNSD get credit for doing it first, but I think it was popularized via BTS. I feel like you didn't see like groups doing it consistently until BTS started doing it. ARMYs, you won this one. But like,
it helps that like during this time it's like more, the internet's more global and K-pop's more global. Mm-hmm. So it helps.
Definitely.
Yeah. Timing.
Tanisha says, Essence been doing that for NCT, Super M before, but didn't really get anything out of it, and now Aespa, but I wish them the best. For some reason, I think Aespa has a better shot, but I cannot tell you why. Like than NCT and Super M.
That sounds
like
crazy.
It sounds
like you have like a deep, like an insider's tip, like like I can't tell you now, but when it happens,
you'll know. I disappear.
Like, okay.
I don't know why, but I feel like I really don't know why, but I feel like more in terms of like the average American, I feel like will be more drawn to Aespa than they would to NCT and Super M. But I think that, well, I don't even know. I think maybe like 3 years ago, like the mindset I had 3 years ago would be like, oh yeah, NCT and well, Super M, it's a weird thing because they're bringing in already established fan bases, so like you really can't tell what's like EXO fans and like SHINee fans versus what's a Super M fan that's there for like Super M as a thing. But with NCT, back in the day, I'd probably say that, oh, they'll have a way bigger fan base than Aespa. But like these days, the ways that girl groups are kind of like building these strong ass fan bases, I really don't even know. Like I can't even confidently say one way or the other. But I don't know. Lean says, I think they're gonna make it globally. The devil works hard. He's too mad. Works harder. Tanisha said, Wonder Girls paved the way for SNSD, and SNSD paved the way for Psy, and Psy paved the way for BTS, and BTS paved the way for K-pop industry. What do you think, Jazz? I'll let you speak first on that. You seem like you're in agreement of that.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's the order.
You're like, chronologically, yes, I agree. Yeah, here's the thing. I definitely find it really annoying, especially as somebody who's been in the K-pop and the K-pop fandom for years, when fans of new groups completely ignore and try to diminish the like influence and building blocks that previous groups supplied. And I think fundamentally you are like out of your mind if you think, no matter how big your group is right now, if you think previous groups had no influence in your group being able to get big today. Because what is interesting is that, yes, like K-pop is global, blah, 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 but like these groups had to do it first, break down frontiers for you to then be able to break down new frontiers. So like, for example, like BTS had a relatively easy time with, like, for example, expanding in Japan, and obviously not taking away any of that from them. But the reason is because previous groups like TVXQ, BoA, not a group of person, but, you know, SNSD and stuff like that, them getting popular in Japan set a precedent of K-pop getting popular in Japan. Not saying every K-pop group then just had it easy to get popular in Japan, but there's a precedent. The things that TVXQ and BoA had to do are not the things that the other girls had to do, okay? Like, they had to, but because they broke that barrier, other groups didn't have to re-break that barrier, so they could focus on other things. And that's how you get people focusing on other frontiers and things like that. That being said, I do think it's fair to give credit to when somebody is doing something doing something at a level that's no one's done before. And I'll wholeheartedly admit BTS is doing it at a level, specifically in the West, that we haven't seen a K-pop group done previously. But similarly, as we were talking about before, I believe, like, even the groups that didn't get as big as them in America, they still helped, because it's like, even if all they did was tell you what not to do, like how not to promote or whatever, they still helped, like, because they were there first, and they helped chip away at that, like, barrier until, you know, a group could come through and break it. So I think, like, I'm on, like, both sides of the fence. You know, I get that, like, you know, BTS is cool, but I think you mentioned this a lot, Jasmine. Time and place, like the fact that certain groups exist in the area, I mean, in a time where, like, it's easy to spread information about groups through social media. You can easily, like, it's easier to buy albums as an international fan to support. Like, you know, there's a lot of groups that you can point to that are only existing because the international fans were able to support. While if it was like 10 years ago, where it was hard for international fans to properly give their money, they'd be dust. So
yeah,
we live in a society. Andre says, and it was really only BTS going on James Corden, and that's where everyone started going. BLACKPINK, 17, Super M. Now it seems like it's Kelly Clarkson collecting the K-pop Pokemon. I don't
Wait, 17 was on James Corden?
Let me look. 7.
Oh, James Corden is quitting, I think.
I saw that. Is it that he's quitting, or
he's retiring or something from the thing?
Is it from the... Oh, they were on there. January 7th, 2020.
Oh, wait, you know what? I think I do remember this. I'm pretty sure I saw this. What was that they sang?
I believe they sang Home.
Yeah, because I like Home.
I totally missed this, though. Oh, I know what I'm watching after this stream. But yeah, I definitely think it's like a trend to go certain places, but I did not know that K-pop groups are going on Kelly Clarkson. I must have
that. I think Aespa was on there.
Oh wow, really? Okay. Damn.
Sure
Big niece energy. Okay, girls, I see you.
That was the first show they went on, or like talk show. And I was like, oh no, that was the Nick Cannon show. I was like confused that he had a show.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nick Cannon has a show, a talk show.
I think they were on that. Yeah, I think they went on that.
This is new for me. This is news to me. James Corden and Ellen are both leaving their talk shows. Did you see Ellen? The way people were rejoicing when James Corden said it.
I'm so confused with the James Corden thing. I've never like I get like England doesn't like him, but I've never seen or like I don't know, I've never heard like what exactly he's done. I just know they don't like him.
Yeah, I think people, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's just a general people home run. Thank you, Andre. It's a general just think he's annoying. I know like BTS fans specifically have like specific reasons why they beef with him, but like I think in general people just find him annoying.
Oh, it was the one that made that joke or something.
Yeah, yeah, about why they would be at like the Grammys or something. Jackson was just on Kelly Clarkson. I think I'm gonna have to change the podcast boyfriend from Lee Jung Jae to Jackson. How dare? Are you supposed to be a Gasse? What is this?
I was just saying,
I'm calling I'm
do that.
Calling the Gasse Association. Hello.
Jackson's yours. I will have Jin Young.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay, no, I'll have both. You can pick a third.
I've always had Jin Young, and then suddenly now you're about to hop on that. You saw his chest one time, and then you're like,
stop making me sound thirsty. I didn't choose him for his chest. I choose him for his mind. Anyway. Sure. Oh god. But yeah, so Aespa kind of ate no crumbs left. I definitely think this is, you know, what SM's looking at as their new meal ticket to Western dominance, which actually as the resident rebel of, hold on, I have to get my interview mic. As the resident rebel of, how do you feel that they had Red Velvet do all these English songs only for what it looks like to make Aespa their American meal ticket?
I actually wish they would have pushed their English version songs.
Who? More. Red Velvet?
Red Velvet. Because I like Bad Boy sounded fine in English. Really Bad Boy sounded fine in English. Was there another one that they did?
I believe so. Let me look it up.
But either way, like I feel like if they pushed Bad Boy, I think it would have caught some people. But it was kind of just like, it was like an extra on like one of the albums rather than an actual thing.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely I would, because there were so many people that just loved, when I used to kind of watch reactions like of people that weren't into K-pop who would just react to anything, I remember watching a lot of Bad Boy reactions for Red Velvet and people just being like blown away, like loving it so much, and I was like, this could have actually kind of went off.
And all the people that actually, I don't know, that tend to not listen to K-pop because it's Korean would probably like at least give it a chance.
I agree. I kind of agree. Lean, weren't we talking about this? Lean says, what is Jackson even doing about this point? We were talking about like musically. He's singing, but like musically I feel like he kind of like completely changes his like musical sound every 2 seconds.
Every other song it's something else.
Yeah, so I'm always just like, I can't keep up with this, but I mean, his fans seem to love it, so you know, I think that's good. He's keeping them fed. But yeah, good luck to Aespa. Maybe you'll be able to be podcast niece for real next year.
Oh, God. How dare. That's eyes.
How dare you?
They need more songs. When they come out with an album, then we'll take them into consideration.
Okay.
Then they can apply again.
Fair. You know what? I'll say that's fair.
And hopefully they'll get past the application stage.
Dang, suddenly so picky. All right. Speaking of podcast nieces, what would BLACKPINK be to this podcast? Podcast homegirls? We talk about them a lot. So what were you saying?
Cousins.
Podcast cousins. Yes, the podcast cousins, the podcast homies, the podcast I don't know, what is something where it's just like that's the girl, like the podcast besties, let's call them that. The podcast Insta models, because I know that's what y'all say they do now. Your social media influencer friend.
Aren't they always like that?
Yes, but you know, I still get, you know, in a tizzy when people say that. But our girls, they are coming back allegedly. So on April 26th, the Korean news outlet called Sports Dong-ae reported that, according to an industry insider, BLACKPINK was preparing to return with a new album as early as June. And just for a refresher, the group's last comeback was October 2020, where they dropped their full-length album, The Album, with the title track Lovesick Girls. So it's been 2 years. And if you're probably wondering what are they doing, we had the solo drops from Lisa and Rose. So that was kind of what they did in between that. But yeah, we're getting our first full comeback. Now, as we always say with YG, I will only believe it's happening when I'm watching the music video because they lie.
There's a teaser.
Liabilities.
No, yeah, even with the teaser. Because what happened with Exit?
That needs to be like a K-pop unsolved mystery episode or something. Like, whatever happened.
It really didn't make any sense. They were just like, E, and we're done. All right. That's how you spell Exit, right? Well, English isn't our language anyway. They don't know.
They dropped the best one, though.
Oh. What's that?
Me being a very, very lazy Minho stan for that one drop. YG denied it. Not this being dusty old news that's been debunked. Oh my god, this is one of the news segments I took from last. BLACKPINK are the relatives that never show up to the family functions. I think that's the one. That's the one. Oh my god. So at this point, it's so funny because I was thinking about it, and as like legendary as 21 was, they also did not have a huge discography, especially if you compare them to their contemporaries. So I think YG truly just hates women, and
I think he just doesn't care about comebacks. Because even like look at Winner. I think Winner's coming back, or they came. No, I think they're coming back, or did they come back?
Question mark.
Something. I think they're coming back, or they did. And that took how many years? Like, when was the last time you saw Winner?
That's true. I mean,
like Treasure. Where's Treasure? Like,
Treasure?
That's their newest group, right?
Treasure.
Did they do stuff?
I think they recently released something.
And that's how you know I don't. I don't listen to them. So that's on me if they did come back.
I think I saw it. Listen, we're always exposing ourselves on the podcast as secretly fake fans.
Like they had like 5 comebacks. They're like, Jasmine, they come back every month. What are you doing?
They're like, what are you actually talking about? They did come back last year with a song called... Oh, wait. Okay, they've had a song. They had a song, 2 songs this year. One called Jikjin and one called Darari. Oh yeah, I know the Darari song. Right? Or am I thinking about something else? Well, I'm a fake fan anyway, and y'all already know this. Listen, that song's a bop. But yeah, I think, YG's weird. And the thing is, it's kind of like pro and cons, right? Because there's sometimes, and I remember this was a criticism that JYP got, in the beginning, very early in Twice's career. And I think it was interesting because Twice and BLACKPINK were both criticized earlier in their careers, but for 2 different reasons, like opposite reasons. A lot of people criticize JYP for overworking Twice, saying that they came back way too much, they did way too many things, while BLACKPINK, they were getting the criticism that they never come back, they barely have any discography, etc., etc. And so from the overworked point of view, it's nice that like there's a K-pop group that doesn't like have to continuously come back, because we've heard horror stories about how that does like a toll on physical health, mental health, and things like that. But at the same time, can we call them a K-pop group if we aren't having the K-pop group music? Like, at what point? Yeah, so I mean, I wonder, because I know Rose is very like she's the musician, like a musician's musician, but I do wonder how the girls feel about the lack of comebacks. Not even just as like being a way to meet fans and interact with fans and do all the comebacky song things, but as like, hey, we're musical artists, we've been out like for this many years, and the girlies who debuted with us are running circles around us in terms of like comebacks and albums. What gives? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Would you?
I also feel like they don't really do individual. Like, it seems like they do individual stuff, but like not a lot.
I think they don't do like the individual stuff that like a lot, like, and that's why the girlies call them Instagram models, because I think a lot of the promotions they do aren't like your typical stuff you would see idols do. Like, it's all like going to fashion shows. They're all like ambassadors of luxury luxury lines, pictorial.
It seems like they're not musicians.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, it's very, I don't know. Because I know it's probably, for the most part, out of there. I really don't know. Because I feel like they have enough seniority at this point to be like, hey, I want to do this. So maybe it's...
Like, they also haven't done that much. I feel like individual... Like, it just seems like to already be doing this, and it's like, all right, you only have, like 16 songs.
Yeah.
Like, you're already acting like you have, like, 5 albums. Like, you're already like, all right. I've done my work.
I mean, on one
hand, they've done a lot, but like,
yeah, I guess it's just like hard because it's like, on one hand, it's like, what is this? And on the other hand, it's like, it's working because they're hands down one of the most popular girl groups in K-pop. Like, and every time they do come back, it's a whole event. Like, even just with Relisa and Rose's solos, they were still able to, like, you know, break records and like keep relevancy. And it was, they didn't even do a full comeback, so it's just like, when is
Jisoo getting a solo? Like, they were just, like, is that happening? I wonder.
YG said, I gave y'all Rose, I gave y'all Lisa, now shut the hell up.
This giving me like Minji vibes. Like,
I think
did Minji ever get like a solo? Wasn't she like the only one?
No, she didn't get a solo. I remember she did a duet song with Sia, but I don't think she's ever, like, while they were active, she ever got a solo. Yeah, that's crazy. Well, I think it probably, you know what it probably was? You know how Jisoo starred in that drama this year? I think YG was like, either you get a musical comeback or a drama. You can't do both. Exactly. We're not, you know, getting wardrobe for both. So make your decision wisely. But yeah, okay. Tanisha's saying here, BLACKPINK has a total of like 35 songs. I have more songs than that. Hold on, let me look for real. Because in this,
maybe like 20.
Do we count Japanese remix?
No.
As separate things? Because
it's the same song. No. It's literally the same.
That's true.
Bare minimum. Like, they didn't have to like go in the studio, find a producer to like make a new song, a composer. Like, no. They just found a person to write it in Japanese.
That's true. Okay, so I do not get single albums. We're skipping that. So they have 3 EPs? No, that can't be right. Square Up. EPs are the short one? Okay, EPs are the short one. So they have 3 EPs, including a Japanese one called BLACKPINK, which was a repackage? Girl, huh? What is what? BLACKPINK is the first extended play. Okay, let me look. Okay, that Japanese one doesn't count, I guess, because it was just remakes. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 10 singles. Korean singles.
Okay.
And that's including that Ice Cream song with Selena Gomez, which I feel like they did not promote, if I'm correct.
Like, that was on the radio, though. A lot.
Listen. Go off a bit.
Selena, I think, helped.
Yeah. I mean, that... Should we compare it to Twice, or is that extreme? I feel like comparing it to Red Velvet would make more sense. Well, Red Velvet has like 2 years on them. I don't know.
Who came out at the same time as them? They were 2016?
Yeah, they were 2016. Somebody who's their exact... Well, their exact year. I can't even think.
2016.
Girl groups that debuted in 2016. Okay.
Momoland?
Oh, WJSN, Momoland, Gugudan. Oh my god.
R.I.P.
This has to be like groups that famous K-pop. I was like, there has to be more groups than that. I know WJSN definitely has way more songs than them. Gugudan, they had kind of an untimely end, so we'll do WJSN, which I already know have more songs than them. WJSM. But does this more beg? Well, no, because Twice has more time. I was gonna say, does this more of a thing of like, well, WJSM is Starship, and I want to call Starship small. They're not as like big as YG. They're under Starship. WJSN, because that's who I was gonna compare them to. Because I was gonna say this is more like a comparison of if you're.
Didn't they stop making songs for a bit?
Who, WJSN?
Yeah.
Did they?
Oh no, I guess their members, like some of the members just stopped because like they went and promoted in China.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's 30 songs. Yeah, it's a mess. But
30 songs?
Yeah.
Wow, that's that's 10 more than I thought.
That's 30 more than I thought.
Especially after you said 10 is like all they had for singles. I was like, okay, so that's like what, like 5 for each album, and like 3 for each album or something, and they only had like 4.
Oh gosh. Andre says NCT 127 and Dream debuted at the same time as BLACKPINK. They have way more songs. Oh my god, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but like I said, it's weird because it's like, in a way, it quote unquote works because, you know, based on how much like popular they are, but I don't know. Is it just they can get away with it because they're YG, or do they have some unspoken it factor that people are willing to wait? But I mean, my next question, I guess it doesn't even matter because this was a lie. Will a BLACKPINK comeback dominate in the way it did in 2020? Are they still the top girl group of the food chain when we have new groups like IVE, Stacy Girls, It's Going Down, and you know, groups with, that are having great years like Idol? Do you think they'll eat up the charts? Agreed. Moving on.
It's like, as long as you're in YG, you're safe. So
I do think it, because honestly, and maybe y'all call me a fool, maybe I'll let the 4th gens who call Big Bang irrelevant and stuff, the 4th gen stans who say stuff like that, get to my head. But I was surprised how just like cleanly Big Bang came back, their songs eating up the charts, no issues, like, because we, like, you know, with the way things are going, the way some people were talking, I really thought that people were just like, they've been away too long, too many scandals, were over them. But they came back with that sad, you know, sad boy ass song, and, you know, people were like, take me back, kings. So yeah. Well, once again, BLACKPINK, we don't know what's gonna happen with them as a group musically. So I guess the only thing we can do.
Will Jisoo actually have a solo?
Will Jisoo ever get the solo we were promised in 2018?
We will probably never see.
And that's the news. Oops.
Don't stay tuned to find out.
Because you'll be disappointed. All right, moving on. So I thought this was kind of a cute, multifaceted topic. This, by the way, guys, this is going to be a very... Ooh, that's shady. Okay. This is going to be... I don't know why that popped up out of nowhere. This is going to... I did not put it... Sometimes... Okay, I don't even want to get into it. I'm about to fight my computer. My computer knows the addy, you know, because you live here too. I'll fight you. But yes, so moving on, Mr. Psy had a comeback on April 29th. He dropped his latest studio album, Psy 9th, with the lead single That, which is both featuring and produced by BTS's Suga, also known as Min Yoongi. You know what's so funny? Your name in like our chat is still the wedding guest that marries Min Yoongi. Do you know the
do you know that yours is Yoongi's cheater ex-wife? No.
Yeah. I was like, I don't even know the context of this anymore.
I think we were arguing about like who will. I think we were just naming each other different names based on like, I don't know. It was delusional.
I was literally like, this is delusional, but I was like, this had to be back when we were like in early college. Like that's how long that's been a thing. But yeah, so what did you think of this song? Remember, it's produced by Yoongi, so only say nice things.
I like Psy songs, so like I liked it. And it fit. I didn't really realize at first that it was produced by Suga. So I feel like he definitely made it sound like a Psy song. So
I agree.
A lot. And I like the dance. This is good.
That is definitely the highlight for me, the dance. I will give it
the highlight.
Exactly. Like Psy,
what makes it good.
That he can move, and he's like very like, it's very fun. It's very like energetic. It's very like, I mean, I would not call myself a Psy stan, but I definitely want to go to a show because I feel like the energy is going to be great, and it's really, really fun. But I agree. The highlight was the dance for me. I thought, you know, Yoongi looked so adorable, and I thought his dancing was really adorable as well. But, you know, we like it, but this song was not without controversy. So many people in the beginning of the song, there's a line, and I meant to write it down, but, you know, I didn't, where he basically says the pandemic's over.
Oh, and yeah, I saw that.
So many people were taking an issue with this because to many, the pandemic's not over. People still get C-19 because, you know, I get demonetized or whatever when I say the actual word. People were saying, you know, that's not over. And it was interesting because, and I don't know if it's just people trying to wrangle BTS and the whole thing, but people actually were like, oh, BTS COVID deniers or whatever, because they also faced a little bit of criticism last year where in the MV of their song Permission to Dance, or Permission to Dance, there was a part where like the extra background people have masks on, and then there's a part where they take them off to like show their smile, and a lot of people are like, I get the sentiment, but at the time we were still, a lot of like mask mandates were still very prevalent around different parts of the world and things like that, so people you know, had problem with that. So are BTS COVID deniers?
Yeah.
Stop! That's the wrong person. No.
That sounds so extreme. Like they have like red yarn things, and they're like pins on their wall, like a map, and like COVID doesn't exist here, and it doesn't exist here. So it must mean that COVID really just doesn't exist anyway. I can't. This doesn't make any sense.
Oh God. But on a more serious note, what do you think about this? Specifically, the pandemic line is over. Do you agree with people?
I had a feeling someone was gonna say something about it, but I was like, man. I mean, eventually it will be. I was like, it'll make sense at some point.
It'll make sense in 2035.
It still won't make sense.
They're like, that saga was onto something. But no, yeah, I think it was like, because it's like this thing where it's really not over, but that doesn't change the fact that people are trying to like reacclimate themselves into like pre-pandemic life and are going out, and like in a lot of countries, you know, regulations aren't as strict anymore and stuff. So I think it's like, it's kind of hard because different people are doing different things. Like you mentioned, you're going back into work, but my work hasn't demanded that yet. So it's like my work kind of snapped, like no crumbs left. But yeah, so I guess it's like one of those things. Let's see what chat is saying. Pablo says that's reaching. Pablo says she's reaching, Your Honor. Tanisha says people can be so from time for the most simplest and problematic thing. Yeah, I don't think he needs to be canceled over this, or like BTS be canceled over this.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, aren't we in the endemic stage? That's true. A lot of people are saying now, with the fact that a lot of people are vaxxed, and some people, because of the vax, won't, even if they do contract COVID, it won't be as as life risking as it may have been in 2020. So a lot of people had different issues and with it, but I think for the most part it kind of blew over, because I heard about it when it first dropped, but I don't know, have you still heard people criticizing this line at all, like on the TL?
I didn't even see anybody actually criticizing it. I just remember hearing it and being like, that's, that's a line.
Noted.
Yeah, honestly, don't keep that in the back of my mind. Yeah, no.
Lean! Sai's probably gonna give Suga advice on how to dodge the service.
Didn't he go to the army?
I think Psy, because there was some drama with Psy. I remember reading about.
I'm confused. He's like 40, isn't he?
I think
didn't he go like years ago?
I think the first time he got into controversies because he died. Okay, wait. Whoa. Okay, no. Legal issues, marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana?
Yeah, this honestly, sometimes you be finding out the craziest things in the personal life section of somebody's thingies. Controversy. What is this? Okay. I thought there was some like. I remember hearing that though, that there was some criticism about his army situation, but it's not here.
Oh, he had to fulfill his mandatory military service twice. How did that happen?
Oh, what? What? Okay, somebody give us the tea. I'm sorry. He had to go twice. I remember
in 2003 and completed in 2005, and then he ran into some problems in 2007.
But what made him have to do it again?
State prosecutors accused Sai of neglecting his military duties as he was appearing on television programs and holding concerts during his time in the military. Oh. The Seoul Administrative Court soon decided that Sai would have to be redrafted into the military.
Dang.
How is he out here doing stuff?
He was like, that's cute for you girls. I'm going to do a show.
I don't think we're supposed to be working. He's like, I have to get money. Okay? My name needs to be in lights. Sure.
Y'all do the push-ups. I'll be over here. Okay? I'll be over here. That is really shady. I knew that there was something up with his military service, but I didn't ever know like the specifics.
Yeah, I didn't even know anything about it.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Talk about
rehabilitating
image.
I would want that advice.
I was gonna say.
I think he was like, how do I not do it?
Yeah, he was like, you didn't do it successfully, so try again.
You somehow didn't read the like the contract before you actually went to the military and just decided to do whatever you wanted. Okay.
He's like, I'm not trying to do that.
Will not do that.
But it's interesting because I guess it's an example of how your image can be rehabilitated. Because I'm not sure if he was already famous when this happened, but that seems like something.
He was doing shows apparently, so.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Damn.
Otherwise, it would be like, what are you doing? Like, why? Just go to the military.
Shows for who, girl? Huh?
Yeah, you just join the show.
Who are you showing for?
For the homeless people on the street?
Like for your aunties, your uncles? Like, is it at the family reunion? Like, what are you talking about? Daisy says he admitted on an interview that he actually didn't fulfill his duties the first time, so they investigated. Oh. Hopefully that was an admission of guilt and not like he was like, so I didn't even do it the first time and they let me pass or something. I don't know. I
never even got the uniform. I didn't even shave my head.
I did one push-up and I left. But yeah. Yeah. So there's that. And so I talked about this on my previous stream. And I actually wanted to make it a video, but I ended up not. So I wanted to talk about here. So while I was doing my Googles and my goggles for this story, I was reading his Wikipedia to kind of get reacclimated with Psy. And there was a snippet in his Wikipedia that basically talked about how Psy had mentioned, he was talking about Gangnam Style, and I think it was in relation to this comeback because I guess with the featuring of Suga, and with like the big rollout and things like that, people were like, oh, is this another, like, are you trying to get another Gangnam Style or something like that? And so like he kind of clarified that he's not trying to specifically like target it towards like any Western market and stuff like that. And I guess a part of that discussion, he talked about how during Gangnam Style, and let me just find it. I feel like that would make the most sense. But basically, during Gangnam Style, he felt that he was like, Gangnam Style was famous, but he wasn't necessarily famous. And then he kind of compared it to BLACKPINK and BTS today, and how they're more famous for them, like they are the famous one, and that's seen through like how they're treated on like shows. And well, he didn't say that, but I'm kind of, you know, filling in, like seeing how they're treated on shows and how they can sell out concerts and things like that. And what I thought was interesting was that and I should probably just read it because I feel like that would probably be better. Okay. Despite achieving international success, the album was not specifically targeted at a foreign audience, with Psy focusing on performances in Korea after its release. The singer cited the reception of Gangnam Style as his reason for focusing on domestic markets, as he felt that the song's success overshadowed him as an artist, stating that some foreigners even think that my name is Gangnam Style, which I was like, damn. He also compared the success of Gangnam Style with more junior idols who are currently famous in North America, such as BTS and BLACKPINK, who have achieved success for their personalities and thus have a more lasting quality to their popularity. So I wanted to talk about this particularly because we were there when it was popping off, so we kind of have an opinion in America. But also, this is kind of like a shut closed case, I guess, to a very heated debate I think that often comes up during, you know, the quintessential BTS paved the way argument 300.5 blah 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 blah, because a lot of people, you know, you'll have like the certain BTS fans who will very heavily discredit everyone prior to BTS success in America or whatever they did in America, and say no one really broke it in a serious way until it was BTS. And often, like, if you can't get, you know, those people who think that way to acknowledge, you know, like the BoAs, the Wonder Girls, the SNSD, the one thing people will bring up is, well, you can't say that Psy didn't have an effect because Psy, literally Gangnam Style, was undeniably a success. I still think, and count me wrong, this is me as somebody who's lived, I still think as just a song alone, Gangnam Style was more popular than any song that BTS has done in America. Like, I think, and the thing is, does that even matter in today's age? Probably not. But I see what he means when he's saying that BTS as a phenomenon was way popular than Psy. Like, I don't know if people would go to the Psy concert, but the song Gangnam Style was just crazily huge. Like, I think that's undeniable.
It was the first, like song to get to 1 billion views, right?
Yeah, it was the first music video.
It was really big.
But yeah, oh my god, I remember it was because I was in high school when this song came out, and they played it at our pep rally, and I was so confused because I did not realize it was popping off in the way, and I was like, oh my god, they're playing K-pop? What's going on? And then our teachers all did like the Gangnam Style dance, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like,
go home.
Think about what you did.
Tired.
But yeah, so I thought this was interesting because one of the kind of debates within that debate is that even if you don't give it up to any artist, you have to recognize Psy because he was going on Ellen, he was performing at the BBMAs, he was performing at a bunch of like different like American events. He was, you know, the song was #2 on Billboard, and et cetera, so you can't say that wasn't like an influence or whatever. So I thought it was interesting because from Psy himself, he's saying that I feel like that there's, even with Gangnam Style, while people like the song, I don't think that has anything to do with me, myself. And he's kind of accrediting these juniors to achieving like a level that was, I guess, unprecedented, even with the fact that he was so successful with Gangnam Style. So what do you think when you hear this? Because I saw that you made a little face when he said that people thought his name was Gangnam Style. Do you think? Yeah. What do you think? What do you think as somebody who?
I've never heard someone say like, yeah, Gangnam Style. Like, he was really good. Like, he made that song Gangnam Style after his name. Like, what is it?
I'm like, who?
What is wrong with him? And I feel like people know his name. I don't know. I feel like if I said Psy, people would know, like, who he is. I don't know.
I mean, I think off the loan, because it wasn't just the song that went viral, it was the music video. I mean, people dressed up as him for Halloween. So
they know his face.
Yeah. So while, like, I don't want to speak over him because he knows, like, kind of way he was treated and how he felt, there's a part of me that feels like he's not giving himself enough credit. And that was what I would always say, because the thing is, certain stans of certain groups, I don't know why I'm so afraid to say it, because, okay, I know that's not but certain armies, certain ones, would argue this exact thing, that like Psy, you can't really accredit him or say that he influenced BTS's popularity because he wasn't even that popular, and the way that BTS is popular is not how Gangnam Style was popular. It's two different things, two different presidents, and it would always make me feel bad because I was like, okay, but like, give him some credit. That was a really popular song. It was, completely in Korean. It definitely, I don't think, had any like, I want to be viral or I want to be popular in the West thing in mind when he made it. It was completely incidental or whatever. And as somebody who like lived there at the time, it was genuinely popular. Like, it was on the radio. People who I know in my life have never even interacted remotely with K-pop were like dancing and singing to it. But like at the same time, I have to say, there's one incident that comes to mind where Ellen brought him on the same episode that Britney Spears was on, and I can maybe kind of see where some of that frustration about just being the Gangnam Style probably came, because it's like, it was Britney Spears' episode, but then she brought Psy out, and then Ellen wanted Psy to teach Britney the dance. And so, they bring Psy out, and then she's just basically like, okay, teach Britney the dance. And then he's literally like, wait, can I introduce myself and say my name and not just dance? And like Ellen was like, yeah, sure. And I was like, damn, that's kind of true. She didn't even introduce him. She was just like, all right, dance for Britney Spears. That's true. That's true. Oh God, that's so true. But yeah, and I was just kind of like, I feel like he didn't say it rudely or I don't even think it was like really pissed or annoyed, but I could see that was probably like a result of like, why are these people just like Gangnam styling me around? Like, what the hell is this? So
yeah,
I don't know.
It's kind of like he was being treated as a joke.
Yeah. And it's hard because that's exactly what a lot of people would say when they say that, like, again, you can't credit him to like the rise of K-pop or the popularity of K-pop in the West because he was seen as a joke. While there are some people who, whether it's because of they just don't care for him or maybe it's racially motivated or whatever, did see him as like a joke, people saw it as like, I feel like there's such a negative connotation to saying to see him as a joke because it was a fun music video.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's always making funny things, so I feel like he wants to not be a joke. I don't know,
have fun with it.
Funny.
Like, yeah.
I feel like he's like a comedic singer and performer. Like, it's just how he is. So
like if he released a song like Spring Day and people are like, oh, like, then I'd be like, okay, clearly this is supposed to be a lot deeper than that. Why are you laughing? But I feel like
I'd
it's
also be confused. Wait, what just happened?
He's like, Bogo Shimpa, Bogo Shimpa.
And then that's when people are like, okay, so is this serious? You're doing a dance. I mean, I like the dance. I'm gonna do it, but like, also, should I be crying when I'm doing it? I don't know.
Oh God. Yeah, but I don't know. I just felt reading that again, like, he's allowed to have his opinion and feel how he felt, but I don't know, it just makes me a little sad because I just feel like, yeah, it was a big thing. Many people enjoyed it and many people enjoyed you as well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know how that is doing on the charts. I did not do a melon check. I can do one right now.
Well,
But either way, I feel like, the combination of Psy and okay, it's number 2 on the charts right now. The combination of Psy and Suga is a hit in the making, and I think the music video has like 60 something million views already. So clearly he is not hurting for anything right now. So just to wrap up, good luck to Psy. I loved Gangnam Style, and I knew that you sang Gangnam Style. So.
What?
I don't. No.
I wasn't listening, so I was like, all I heard you, and I was like, okay, is that me?
I guess I meant more. I know that he was the one who sang Gangnam Style, and his name is Psy, not Gangnam Style. Speaking of BTS, y'all, it's almost here. We are going to get our summer comeback. BTS is coming back officially June, which also happens to be the year that they debuted. And it's actually pretty interesting because we did talk about this in a previous episode, how it was announced that they would be making a comeback in June. But we recently got more news about it, and this is going to be even more interesting than we thought. So on May 5th at midnight, BTS kicked off the countdown of their long-awaited return by releasing an exciting logo trailer for their upcoming album Proof. So now we know the album's called Proof, which is kind of like a callback to We Are Bulletproof, which was a song they had very early in their career. And so Big Hit Music also announced that Proof, which is due out on June 10th, will be an anthology album that embodies the history of BTS in celebration of BTS's upcoming 9th anniversary. Proof will consist...
Anthology?
Yeah, so it's going to be I meant to get a picture of the actual thing, but it's like huge. Like, it's going to be their songs. It will consist of 3 CDs that encapsulate the group's discography by featuring a variety of tracks that reflects the thoughts and ideas of the members on their past, present, and on the future. In addition to looking back on past hits, Proof will also include 3 all-new tracks. And so I got that from Subi. I was reading a Subi article. I need to give credit's due. And so the debut single, we also got information on that. It's called Yet to Come. And in parentheses, the most beautiful moment. And you actually had mentioned, Jazz, that this kind of seems like it's a continuation, or you heard that this is kind of going to be a continuation of the most beautiful.
People are thinking it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely giving that vibe.
I mean, they also just put it there, like, the most beautiful moment. So I'm assuming, I would hope that means it's like the third part.
Yeah. I mean, I listened, so the trailer that they released, they dropped the trailer, which is where I got this picture from. And essentially the trailer was literally just pictures. It was going through their discography. Like, it was in very like a beautiful, like, artsy way or whatever, but it was like showing, like, it would show like the what the album looked like, and then like it would play some music from the song from that album and stuff. And let me tell you, from 2016 to like 2008 thing, that took me back. I was like in my feelings, because those are really my stan years when I was front and center on the army. I had 3 stars and everything. But yeah, I was like, this is kind of a genius idea. What do you think about this idea of them releasing a CD collection of old songs?
Yeah.
Would you buy it?
No.
Would you?
I would not. Which is why I'm like, I get the idea. I'm wondering, are they also going to separate the 3 songs so that you can just buy the 3 songs?
Oh.
I don't want to buy the 2-time anthology just to get 3 new songs. That just sounds like my bank account would die.
No, that makes sense. I mean, the thing is, this is like an extreme on steroids version of like a basically repackaged album, which is not tuned to K-pop. It's just that will probably be. Yeah. What was it? You Never Walk. They have a couple repackaged albums.
But like one of them was just like literally all the 2. It was like a trilogy, and the third one in the trilogy was the 2 albums combined.
Was it?
Plus, like,
was it you or the last part of the most beautiful?
One.
Yeah, the last one of the most beautiful moment in life.
No. It was like the most recent one.
Oh. I don't know what that was.
It was like they combined the two albums, and then it was like a couple of new songs or something.
I don't know which one that was. Question to chat: would you, if your fave released an anthology right now, where with three new songs, would you buy it? You'd buy it from who?
EXO.
Oh, see, you're like, that makes no sense. Okay. But if it was EXO,
they don't. I don't know.
They don't release anything.
Like, I just was listening to like them recently. I think that's why I'm like, I would buy it, because I've been reminiscing. Because like I listened to Exodus recently, and I was like, I forgot this album. Like, I forgot all the B-sides. I was like, I used to love this. I bought the album. I was like in it, like loving every song. And now I'm like, okay. I only like whatever the newest songs are. I mean, the newest albums are. Like, I think Lucky One, that album, I remember every album. But like, for some reason, Exodus, I'm like,
That's crazy. Exodus was like the album to this day for me.
Really?
I just love that.
I just like all of them albums.
They do have really good albums, and I could definitely see like because when a new one comes out, then you become obsessed with that one, and I feel like only so many albums can stay in your brain as like easily accessible memories. But yeah, I mean,
I think that's another reason why I'd probably get EXO, because I think it depends on how much of their discography that I actually like. Like with BTS, I like a lot of their songs, but like some of their songs, I'm just like, I don't want to buy that.
That's fair.
It's meant for me.
I think listening to the Proof trailer, I forgot how many songs I do like, because I was just like, I mean, most of them were the title tracks, but like, I was like, dang, these songs are actually bop. But I know like BTS, all their songs before Wings, maybe even a little bit after that, but when I first got into BTS, I immediately did the thing where you go back and listen to all their songs. And so for a while, those were just like the things I had on repeat or whatever. So I do have a very, very closer connection to like debut up until maybe like most beautiful moment in life. No, I'm going to say Wings. Debut up until Wings. But to like the thing that I really stay. I still listened after that, but those were like those are my homegirls. So I would assume most of the album would be that, because what's the point of like using the anthology to take up stuff that were recently released, you know? I feel like people want to hear throwbacks, and that's part of the reason why I think that this is clever, because I feel like you often hear people being like, I miss BTS's old music and blah blah, and while like obviously they're talking about the sound, not the just re-giving them the song. I think it gives these older songs a platform to kind of be re-released, because they grow exponentially every year. And when like some of those older songs release, the size of their fandom compared to then to now is like crazy. So even if a lot of those fans went back and listened to them, you didn't really get the excitement of when they were first released and when they were like the talk of the town. So I feel like it kind of will get like, hopefully they spend time like when they do performances, actually like performing those old songs, so those songs get to have the attention now that they have all these new fans to like really enjoy and love them, that they did when they were performing behind the 7-Eleven.
But some of them might get drowned out because like they have so many freaking songs.
That's true. So
it's like only like one or two are probably gonna actually shine, and the rest are just still going to be forgotten.
Well, what I'm hoping, because I don't know if the way they described this was just them being their extra like poetry ass selves, but like when they said it like encapsulates the group's like storied history and their ideas and thoughts, I hope that means that they're not just picking this song was really popular, or this was the title track, so I'm going to put it out. It was like, this song has like significant because it talked about this, and that was really important to me at the time, because they have a lot of songs that are very specific in terms of their subject matter that weren't title tracks. So I hope that's like the mindset they have when they're picking these songs.
They're only picking separate, like just certain songs. They're not doing all of this.
Yeah, that would be crazy if they just, because what would be the point of that?
That's why I was like confused. I was like, if you're giving me all their album, like, I don't want that. That's like, how much is that?
Well, it says featuring
like biggest hits or something.
I don't think it's greatest hits. I think what it says a variety of tracks that reflect thoughts and ideas of the members. So I feel like what would be the point of like doing? Because like for example, we were listening to War on Hormones. I think that's what it's called. That one where it's basically like literally there's a line in that says girls are math problems, men do them or something, like stuff that I think they would probably want to leave out given their image and current
also,
day.
I like that song.
Me too. I'll be honest.
Just edit that out, like redo it, and then keep that.
Yeah. Oh wait. Okay. So Tanisha said they're gonna have remixes, demos. Ooh, 3 new songs and old song. Demos sounds cool. Okay. That's true.
Demos, yes. Remix is what I was saying.
That's true. I was gonna say.
I'm so done with your remixes. They need to end them. They need to stop. They need to. They seem addicted. Whoever is in charge of them.
Not addicted.
Stop. But they keep doing it. It's like,
oh God.
Butter had like a Christmas remix. Like it was like this is.
Yeah.
No. Like stop. I don't need to hear Butter as a rock song. Butter as a Christmas song. Butter. Like no.
Better as a Halloween special. No, that's so true. Because the thing is, when I think of BTS remixes, I automatically go to the Steve Aoki remix of Mic Drop because that was just godly. But then I remember, oh yeah, they have those crazy sets of, in my opinion, very clearly like, what is it called? Billboard induced remixes that were for Billboard. In my opinion, allegedly. So it's just like, oh, I forgot about those. But I would hope that because it was very clear, unless in my opinion, some people might fight me on it, why the remixes for like not Did that man have a remix? I guess it did. Not Permission to Dance, but Butter and all that had that many remixes because it was charting purposes. So hopefully because this is, an album and a more like
thoughtful.
Yeah, it'll be much more thoughtful with the remixes.
Okay.
But that would be nice. I'd buy a greatest hits. Who would you buy a greatest hits of, Jessica? Or you'd buy a greatest hits of BTS? Oh, okay. I think I would. I mean, it depends. I don't know. I usually stream through Spotify nowadays, so.
Oh, I think it's MOT, whatever that is. MOTS 7.
Map of the Soul?
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that one was like literally just a bunch of the songs from the other 2 albums, and it was just like, or was it? Yeah, I think it was just like a bunch of songs, and it was just like, why would I buy this? If it's just the other 2 albums
for the pictures
and then extra songs. I find that it seems stupid. It should have been like a mini album as a finale or something.
No, I can get that. And I also think for me, album buying, I don't think about or feel about album buying in the way that I used to. So like I don't think of them as like a collectible. So there has to be like a concrete reason as to why I would buy it. Because realistically, most of the time I'm listening to music on my phone via Spotify. So, like, I know people buy them for the photo cards, the photo books, and things like that. But for me, my relationship with being a K-pop fan, I guess you would say in general, but specifically buying albums is a bit changed. So, but I know that people would be like, some people would eat it up. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like, people would be like, oh, I don't care. Like, it's new content for my fave. So, yeah. So, and I used to be the same way. Like, so, I'm not hating it. But yeah, it's because it's very smart move on their side, getting old songs to chart. That's true. This can be what we're talking about. We're always talking about how we wish that it was like dope that like got them popular in America.
Just do a mini album with just dope. Do an EP with just dope. And then
Jazz's favorites. Jazz's best hits, favorite BTS hits.
Or just re-release Most Beautiful Moment in Life.
Oh gosh.
And I was literally just listening to it today and was like, still their best song.
Very good. Very
That's
good.
still my favorite album.
I do think for me there's a bit nostalgia in it, but it was a really good album. Both of them. Wings is still my favorite, but
Wings is so good too.
yeah, I like that one. A lot of people said that it wasn't very coherent, which, I'm no music girl, so I don't know what the hell that means, but like, huh?
You're saying Wings wasn't coherent?
Yeah, like as like an album, like I know a lot of people think it doesn't flow as well as something like The Most Beautiful Moment in Life. But girl, I listen to them individually anyway, so okay, Girls' Generation.
Is that the one with Anton?
No, that was
the one with
the caught in a lie and had to be done anymore as the main. It was the one where they all had their own individual song on it.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if that's so. What's the one that has Anton then?
It's the same one that had na 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 na. Where my money that right, yeah. It was that whole hour. They were so.
That was a good album. Though.
Yeah, that was iconic. Love Yourself Tear? Love Yourself Tear?
That was a good album.
Actually, no, I'm not sure if Love Yourself Tear was... Wait a minute, I'm making that up.
I don't think it was Tear. Was, what's it called? Wasn't it the...
Fake Love. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to say that I couldn't...
I forget.
One that sounds like there's a dog barking. And
that Love Yourself, they kind of all go together for me. Love Yourself Answer? Yeah, Love Yourself Answer was the Tanjin. Okay, you're right. But it was part of that series. You're right. Love Yourself, Her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. Tear, Her.
That one's the one with DNA. Her is DNA, right?
Yeah, I think. Oh, wait, I'm messing it up. Go. Go was on Her. I mean, yeah.
On Her?
Go was on Her. This Anpamyeon was on Tear.
What? I thought they were all the same album.
No, they're all part of the anthology, or not the anthology. It was Love Yourself, Her, Love Yourself, Tear.
You need to stop doing the anthology. This isn't even innovative. Now we're just realizing this album that they're releasing is what they've been doing the whole time. It's on a bigger scale.
Oh god, that's kind of true. They've kind of already been releasing anthologies for like their eras and stuff, so
yeah,
that's true. But no, I'm really excited for them to come back. I hope the girlies have scheduled around it because
those outfits are ugly.
These have nothing to do with the
They're wearing pajamas and
these, that's so funny because I specifically picked this picture because I was like, oh, they look good, and here you go ruining it.
No, it looks like they're about to go to bed.
How dare you?
And then in the middle, like he literally looks swallowed up. Green suit.
I would say I think they look cute, but I do think satin or silk, whatever you would call this material, is a very, very like tough material because it looks wrinkly and messy very easily. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta.
I think J-Hope's pants look like they're just like no one ironed them. Like I don't know what the heck's happening.
Listen, they're trying their best. All right, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Once again, all the other K-pop girlies, you gotta schedule around because BTS is about to shut down. And I'm just gonna say it, like, congratulations to our song of the year, our album of the year. The way your body leaves your soul is
I'm just waiting for the year that they just don't come back.
Don't say that. Listen, Army, we love them.
No, come back no. Like they can come back the next year, but like when they just don't come back for like 1 year, like I want to see what it's like.
Well, you know, there were some of the girlies were talking about how, so I know some people mentioned the whole BTS excitement going to the army and stuff. We talked about that, and after we talked about that, we actually got some comments on our on the video, and also I was looking more into it, and a lot of people who are pro BTS not going to the army, but are constantly making points and things like that. A lot of them say that a lot of people who are pro BTS going to the army are just stans of other boy groups that's hope is when BTS goes to the army, their fave will get a chance to shine. Thoughts?
No. EXO's not coming. Like, they're not coming back. It's fine. Like, what?
That's true. It's kind of weird because who?
The army. That's all I feel. It's not that deep. Not that deep.
Who are BTS's competition? Because I feel like all of their age mates are like in a point in their career where it's like they just kind of chilling, and then the newer kids, why would you compare them to BTS? Because they have so much seniority on them. So I really don't know who would realistically be like, if BTS goes to Korea, my fave is going to shine, because either your fave is inactive. No, because I think the war of Army versus Blinks is still alive and well. That'd be funny.
Big Bang comes back.
Oh my god!
Like, finally, they're gone. We're back.
Honestly, my messy ass was like, if Big Bang and BTS come back at the same time, that would be very, that'd be very juicy for me. My channel would pop off.
Would it? Because I don't think it would exist, because the world would literally explode. Yeah, just be like, wow.
To be fair, that's what people said would happen when, 2015? It was a long time ago at this point, when EXO and Big Bang came back around the same time. People were like, oh my god, Clash of the Titans.
No, but this is different.
Wait, why is it different?
No, because now BTS has like international fans on their side. It's like there's stuff. It's different. And then Big Bang, I don't know. I feel like Korea will just always be on their side no matter what. So it's like
over BTS.
And that's what would be the problem. It's like, what's happening? Are they? I feel like there'd be wars within, like,
it would be wars. It would at least be wars on Twitter.com. Jack Dorsey or whatever, just shut it down. Remember when that used to happen back in the day on like like when things would get too messy or like crazy news would drop? Yeah, it would just stop working, and that's how you knew. You're like, okay, what happened?
Who did what? You have to go on Twitter, you're like, oh gosh, now I gotta find this out myself. Oh god.
Good old days. Okay, Pablo says it will not be eligible for album of the year, since in Korea, for it to be considered, it will have to have 6 new songs.
Ooh. So this is a year, unless they come back again.
Wow, last year they didn't have an album. Oh wait, they did with B. Okay, never mind. I need to be quiet. I don't know anything.
Was B last year?
But
no, it was like 2 years ago, right?
But didn't Song of the Year win at the Mamas? It was only one song.
Like, it still win Song of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So, Song of the Year's gone. But we still have Album of the Year to, like, look to see who's going to win that.
It will be me. It will probably be IU.
Yeah, probably.
I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
It's still not even exciting.
You need a boy group to win?
No,
because you're trying to dethrone BTS?
No, I just want different things. I feel like when you watch like other shows, it's like other people win. It'll be like, oh my gosh, it's Ariana Grande. Oh my gosh, it's The Weeknd. Oh my gosh, it's Katy Perry. But then it's just BTS, IU.
Twice.
BTS. Not anymore. What did I do?
No, Twice ate up all the female categories last year, from what I remember.
Yeah, there has to, what did really?
Alcohol free. But Blackpink together didn't release anything, so they're only eligible for solo awards via Rose and
But even that, it's like it just recycles between those 5 people.
That's actually a good question.
Maybe Taeyeon might jump in there.
Do you think actually that's funny, because I think the solo girl group category over the last couple of years has been very diverse and really like you don't know who's gonna win, because like Chang'e, Sunmi, Taeyeon, they were all like IU, they were all releasing really good and popular tracks.
Wasn't it always so IU?
No, I think plenty of times like Sunmi has won stuff, Chang'e has won stuff. Like I think it's like a healthy, like,
I don't really pay attention to that.
From what
all I know is the boy groups.
That's why you need to become a girl group. Stand supremacist, bonk. Yeah. But actually, that's a great question, and I'll post this to chat too for people who've been in stands for a while. Do you think the winning the pool of who would win pre 2016 was more diverse, and why do you think that is?
Was it?
I don't know, because before BTS won album of the year every year, it was EXO,
and then before that it was Big Bang, and then before that I don't know.
Well, that's the thing though. Let me look, because I feel like,
and probably Super Junior. Super Junior was there for a while.
Yeah, I think Super Junior was like the EXO before EXO, like in terms of like winning a lot of album related awards and selling a lot of albums. But I'm trying to think. Let's find let's look at the mamas and let's go through the history of the winners. So I'm gonna go mama. I know the mamas was like named something else prior, so hopefully if I bring up the Wikipedia article, it will just do it for you. Yeah. Mnet Music Asian Awards, Mnet Asian Music Awards, or nothing. Okay, I'm gonna do studio mode, YouTube page.
Like, look how many day songs BTS have. There's 17.
Kings!
17, and then look at the second place. It is EXO with 6. This doesn't make any sense. I need variety.
I think the difference between EXO, I think that and that's I think why a lot of people will argue no one has done it like BTS has done it, because when EXO was slaying, they obviously had a growl, they obviously had hits, but their whole big thing was like the album sales. But for the first time, we're seeing like somebody who literally on all facets, like they're having really good digitals consistently, they're having really good whatever's consistent album sales, and they're like world globally famous, so it's like every time they sneeze it's an article on CNN.com, and thus they are big huge artists no matter what they do. So I feel like that's what really makes it hard. I mean, we were talking about it, it's like unless BTS just totally goes silent one year, I don't think anyone will ever get Artist of the Year over them in any year where they exist, because the gap is just too big, because their global presence is just too big.
It's just so weird. Like, I just find it so weird.
Okay, so
I feel like even other boy bands, it's like they didn't always win everything. But I guess like they were also in a pool of like other English speaking. Like, I mean, like One Direction, like, whatever, Backstreet Boys, they didn't win everything. Like, there are other things happening.
That's true.
But let me see. BTS also isn't winning, so it's like, okay.
Let's see if I don't know if it would be better to go as an individual. Okay, we'll just go. Okay, 2010s Artist of the Year: 21, 2010, Girls' Generation, Big Bang, G-Dragon, EXO, Big Bang, BTS, 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 BTS. They said, "Girls, you don't exist." Now, Tanisha, you're making what?
Who are they against? So,
I mean the girls, like all the popular, like EXO, GFriend, Taeyeon, Twice is here consistently. Okay, Kings go off. Aespa, I like just everyone who was hot that year, I guess. But Tanisha, you do make a big point, and this is what a lot of people have criticized, is like prior to BTS winning, at least for the Mnet Music, like the Mnet Awards, it was always big three groups. And it's like, is that any better that the big three groups are passing it around versus like one group dominating?
Everything's weird. It's been weird for like 20 decades. Not 20 decades, 2 decades.
I love how that's just how you describe it. Everything's just weird. Like, let's try album of the year. Winning album? What winners? Okay. We have SG Wannabe. We have Epic High, TVXQ, G-Dragon 21, Super Junior 2 years in a row, EXO 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in a row, and then since then, Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They went for the war?
Yeah, I'm sure that was a bloodbath, right?
What was it against? It was against
BTS. Love yeah, Love Yourself, Her, 17. Twice Signal, and 101. 101. Ooh. 101. Okay, and then lastly we'll see Song of the Year. The other ones we'll just kind of skip. So SJ Wannabe or SG Wannabe, Big Bang, Wonder Girls. All right, nobody.
SG Wannabe. What company is SG Wannabe?
They're under Mnet Media Label, and then IS Intermedia, and then Stone Music.
So this Mnet.
Yeah. 21, one for I Don't Care. Woo, this is memory lane if I ever did see it. Miss A for Bad Girl, Good Girl. 21, one again for I Am the Best. Love that song. Psy, one again, or one for Gangnam Style. Choyoung Pil, one for Bounce. Taeyong, one for Eyes, Nose, Lips. Big Bang, 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 Bang. Twice won. I'm such a once. Twice won 3 years in a row.
That was a little.
Listen, the girls, they just. BTS has 40-day songs.
One, I'm so sorry.
Chitty, 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 and that's on period.
That was a moment. Like overworked flavor. It was like, all right. This is what we do.
Yeah, I remember that was a mess. And then
it didn't make any sense.
And then BTS has won since 2019 with Boy With Love, Dynamite, and Butter.
Like, what is that? Because you repeated it, I was like, wait, hold on. Is this something I know?
Butler. So yeah, it wasn't really that. I mean, to an extent.
New artist.
Oh, best new artist? You want to look at that?
No, I mean, like, where are new artists that come up?
Oh, yeah, I guess. I mean,
so I just like
21 was the year they debuted, 2009. Miss A also was their debut year. Twice was kind of dominating. So I guess it's not odd to see patterns where a group will just kind of dominate for a while. It's just like with BTS, it's in so many facets. It's just like, because like, how are you going to give any other award to somebody that's winning artist, song, and album? It's like all the male awards are basically going to be in their pocket. But similarly, we've seen female artists dominate, because I think Twice pretty much cleans up all the female awards, either Twice or BLACKPINK or whatever.
Yeah. I think the problem is that they all keep coming back.
Who?
Everybody. Everybody keeps coming back. Like, stop coming back so much. I think BLACKPINK's onto something, and we all need to follow BLACKPINK.
So they change it up?
Because that's what, I feel like that's why there's so much variety. Mm-hmm. And, like, when you watch, like, the Grammys and all that, it's like, because not everyone came back. Like, imagine Bruno Mars, Adele, Ariana Grande, they all come back at the same time every time. Like, that would be so much, like, I don't know.
No, I see what you're saying. I also think it's because, like, groups stay more famous longer now, too. So usually I feel like sometimes things with, like, the cycle would just naturally take over with, like, the 7-year curse where people start to just lose popularity, and so naturally they'd be overtaken. But, like, in a lot of instances, not just with BTS, but with groups that just seem to be able to stay relevant for really, really long, that cycle never turns over, so we never get new people. I mean, not even looking, like, there's only a handful of winners who've won these awards. Because it's like, even if it's not like year after year repeats, you'll see Big Bang's won it like 3 times, like SNST's won it, blah, blah, blah. So it's just like cycling around the same people sometimes, which is hard. But I don't know.
Why do I need to stagger?
You're like, everyone take turns because everyone needs a chance. So don't be greedy.
17 to win something because they put out so many good songs and they get knocked down by like EXO. Well, no. Well, at one point, and then BTS just mows them down.
I mean, it's weird because I definitely think they're doing well, but sometimes I'm just like, could they have been bigger under different circumstances? Who knows?
If BTS wasn't there.
Well, maybe not if BTS wasn't there, but like maybe if they came out, well, because they came out in 2015, so BTS wasn't even that established, so it's not like they didn't have like a shot to whatever be on their level or something. Although I guess 2015 was when BTS like started popping off, at least their first pop off. So I don't know, but I don't know. Just I don't know. Like maybe the way they were marketed by playlists, maybe the song choice, maybe the blah blah. I don't know, because I'm not gonna act like I know, because again, I was a bigger, more invested fan earlier in their career, and then I fell off. So I can't really tell you the ins and outs of like what they do and how they're promoted. But
yeah.
All right. So moving on to, I guess, like the face of this episode, because I seem like a lot of people are invested. Oops, wrong thing. Wait. Okay, there we go. We have another contender for not only top 4th gen girl group, top rookie of this year, but podcast niece, and that's probably the most important. Sserafim. Sserafim, also being credited as HYBE's first girl group, debuted this week, and they're kind of eating no crumbs left. Now, we're going to go, there's some points I have here, so I don't want to talk about them all. But what you need to know is that this week they debuted with their debut single and album. The single is called, I believe the album's called Fearless, and then the single is called What You Looking At. Actually, no, I think the single's called Fearless too.
Yeah, it's Fearless.
Oh, okay, Fearless.
Fearless.
So if you guys don't know, this group is highly anticipated for multiple reasons. One, of course, being that it features Chaewon and Sakura, who were both members of the ever so popular IZ*ONE before they, reached their temporary group number of years and disbanded. It also features Ha Yoonjin, who was a contestant along with Chaewon and Sakura on Produce 48, and 3 new members who are also holding their own very well in terms of creating their own kind of buzz, whether you want to say that's positive or negative, but we'll get into that. But they debuted with the song Fearless. And I've talked to a lot of people about it, but Jazz, I think you're the one person that I didn't talk into depth with in terms of the song. So what did you think about the song? We'll just talk about just the song, not the album for now. What did you think? Memorable? Was it eating the girls up? How did it rank among the other new K-pop girlies?
Among who?
Like Aespa, NMIXX, Kepler, IVE, Stacy Girls Were Going Down, Kepler, Watata.
Okay. Okay.
You're like, I don't know what that is, but that's cool for them.
I know I listened to them. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me write this down.
So do you want me to go through? So IVE had 11, Kepler, Watata, NMIXX, I forget what their song's called. It's like O.O. Aespa would technically be Black Mamba.
Are they part of it?
Do you want to just do this year, or do you want to do the girlies that are just new in general?
I mean, I could just, okay.
Let's just do the girls that are, I guess the girls that are newer, that are like, tend to come up in this conversation a lot.
Okay. So Kepler, IVE, NMIXX, Aespa, then.
Wait, who else, chat? Who else? Or we could just do those. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be a formal ranking, but just your thoughts.
In this, they're probably in the middle for me out of the 5 that would be listed.
Who would be top?
Oh wait, should Vivid be in there too?
Let's leave them out. Let's leave them out.
Okay. Yeah, so then they're in the middle.
Actually, no. Like VVZ, 11. You can put VV's.
I don't remember the song.
Oh, okay. So then,
no. So I know I liked it more than this. So they're probably both in the middle. Mm-hmm. The VV's I would put higher than
this.
I forgot the name. Seraphim.
Le Sserafim. It took me a while. If you look at the Hangul, it helps in terms of like pronunciation. Yeah. So you just think it was like a comeback?
Yeah. I'd probably say like I think 11's still the best. Then probably Black Mamba, and then it's Le Seraphim and Viviz, and then I don't remember Kepler. I don't remember Karen Florence. Like it's just there, and then Mix is last.
I agree with the NMIX being last. It's not that I dislike them. I just thought it was a nice song. So NMIX fans, please don't fight me. People are mentioning that technically Stacy should be in it, and I see a lot of people also put Idol.
Is it Aespa or no?
Stacy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Stacy's ASAP. But did I say Stacy? I meant people are saying Itzy should be in it.
Okay,
the thing is, it's so weird to think about, especially with the pandemic and stuff, but they debuted in 2019. So
what?
Yeah. And people even fight for Idol to also be considered.
Aren't they the same? Okay, gen. Yeah, no, it means Idol the same. So if Itzy's with them, which makes sense. It just seems like so long ago.
Yeah. Idol was 2018, because I guess it makes sense to say these past 4 years or fourth generation, but it's weird to say like comparing Idol to like somebody who debuted 2 months ago and say those are like generation. But it makes sense because, you know, SNSD, who debuted in 2007, was the same generation as like Miss A, for example. So I don't know, it's weird to think, but if we throw ITZY and G-Idol or Idol in the mix, what would you still have a similar rank? Like, where would you put, I guess, them? Would they go above the Seraphim's debut or below?
I'm trying to remember.
So Idols was
probably with both. Idol might be somewhere next to it.
Next to the Seraphims?
No, never mind. Both of them are just like down there. I totally forgot about the keep that head up. We got your back.
How dare you? That was inspirational. That was iconic.
I remembered it's not Icy. It's that one.
How dare you? I think for me, I definitely think IVE goes up there. Stacy, ASAP goes up there for me in terms of top. Okay. I really do like ITZY's debut, but I don't know if I would. It probably would be in a ranking under the two I just mentioned. Le Sserafim, it would probably be near the bottom, but not the actual bottom. NMIX is the like clear bottom for me. And then what was the other one? Watata is so weird because it's like if somebody said it wasn't a good song, I couldn't fight them on it, but I really like that song. Like, I listen to it a lot. I will not be surprised if it's somewhere on my Spotify type. But it's just like, I don't know, it's so fun. Like, it's such a fun song. So I definitely put it above Le Sserafim's because while there's aspects of Le Sserafim's song that I like, especially that chorus. I think it's very, very fun and catchy. I don't know, I haven't had that, like, instinctive desire to listen to it over and over again like I usually do with songs that become, you know...
Which one?
Le Sserafim, Fearless. Fearless, I meant.
What you looking
at? So yeah, I definitely think to me, IVE, 11, Stacy, those are probably like the top two. But you know, I think that a lot of them have their redeeming qualities, except the NMIX song. So like it's like that sounded weird. I don't not like the girls.
You have to call me out again. I'm at the clear bottom.
I want electric mixers to know that it's not the girls that I don't like. They're great girls. It's just that the song wasn't great. The song wasn't great.
People that made the first half of that song need to be fired. That's all I have to say. They shouldn't have been hired. They should have just been like, I don't know what that was.
Wherever they flew.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh God.
Not cool.
But yeah, good, but you know, I think it's great though. They were having so many girls debut with a lot of success. And speaking of that, I wanted to also give a shout out to the fact that they're eating up the charts in terms of sales. So they actually became, with the release of their album Fearless, they became the highest first week debut sales of a girl group, excluding subunits. I'm learning this from the Korean sales Twitter. So they right now, and I think it would officially end tomorrow or Monday, I'm not sure, but they right now have sold 293,000 over 293,000 units of their debut album. So in comparison, sitting at number 2 is Aespa's debut album Savage, which is at 276,000 plus. NMIX sold 227,000 plus albums, and this is their first week. Kepler over 206,000, IVE over 152,000, and BLACKPINK still holding on for the third gen girlies, 102,000 sales. So they're kind of eating the girls up. Now, I guess you could say, well, no, because I was going to say, I guess you can say you had 2 popular members prior to this, but so did IVE. And you could argue that like the combination of Youjin and Wonyoung technically is more popular than the combination of Chaewon and Sakura. Although Sakura, she's our sales girl, she's the album sales girl. So they're kind of demolishing. But I wanted to say 2 things about this list, regardless of the comparisons. This is beautiful because as somebody who back in the day, like in K-pop, there was the whole stigma that girl groups cannot sell albums. And like you were considered legendary, iconic if you could crack like 50K total sales. Seeing all these groups, you know, relatively new groups, but like all these groups be able to sell this much first week ease is crazy. Like these numbers used to be just reserved for the elite, and now it's just like bam, 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 everyone, because all these groups are new. So, but I just thought this was impressive because, you know, these are really popular contemporaries and they're still seeming to blow ahead. Like I said, it's still counting. I think they got up to like 300K for their pre-orders, so we're gonna still see these rolling in. But I just thought that was cool. Oh, also I wanted to circle back to the debut MV. It also did have a bit of a controversy. There's a move in the music video. Sorry, I meant to clip this somewhere, but I wasn't able to. Where they were doing that, you know, that infamous like when you pound the ground and kind of hump it, like you're lying flat and you pound and hump the ground in succinct rhythm.
Oh, didn't you made a video on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I watched it. I was like, why do I know this? Because I didn't.
Are you saying you watch my videos or
no?
Okay, well,
I meant to say I watched DK talk about it.
I hate you. You know what? Canceled. I'm canceling the podcast. And so the issue was that they have at least two. I'm not sure if Kazuya would be considered a minor because she's 18, but she's a teen, so they have multiple teens in the group, and people thought that was a very suggestive move. Did you have any particular opinions on that?
I didn't know any of them were that like young or whatever. Like I didn't have any concerns compared to like with the was it IVE?
When they did the breakdown.
That one. Because I was like, I know some of y'all are definitely not okay. So get up off the floor, dust yourself off, and go home. Homework. I don't know.
Go to daycare. Yeah. And that's actually funny because when we talked about it originally on stream, that did come up. The whole IVE, how IVE, and even prior to the formation of IVE, Wonyoung, particularly when she participated and produced 48, a lot of people were very concerned with this stuff that they had her do in terms of dances and outfits. But I mean, I thought it would become a bigger thing. Like there was even a trend on Twitter where people were criticizing it. I think it was like hashtag what the fuck big hit or something like that. but it kind of just like, I guess people are like, because basically what happened is that they had that move in the music video, but then for the live performances they changed it to something else. So I guess by the time it could even really be an issue, it was already changed, so there's not much you could do here. But I guess a lot of people were just like, we're watching you hide / big hit
specialist, because it was hard to do.
That's what I was thinking too.
Or not hard, but like annoying to do probably for them. They're like, my knees aren't like what they used to be, so like calm down. I can't be doing this.
I was like, half it seemed really suspicious that they would leave it in the music video and change it, but then half also I was like, maybe it was like they were like, okay, if we want to maintain breath control, we can't be on the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it definitely was, because I think that comes up a lot, especially when you have younger girl groups. It's just like, you know, what's a cool dance crush move and what's exploiting, you know, not only girls, but in this particular case, minors. And I feel like there's always been like a history of that, like in media in general, but people being particularly sensitive about it. I mean, I remember that whole thing that happened with Chewie when Twice debuted. They had her do that awful freaking LG phone commercial when she was 16, where she was like literally like suggestively dancing and biting her lip and taking off trench coats, and it was just like, what the hell do you think? What?
I don't think I've seen this. Wait.
It was like, what? YG did respond to it, and I think they pulled the ad, but it was like this, they had Twice very early on in their career got like an LG, I think it was LG, it was some kind of phone commercial, and so there was like versions with like Nayeon and I think Junghyun, I think, and then I think there was one with all of them, but then there was a specific one because at the time Chewie was like an it girl, and then like the people were like, oh my god, she's so pretty and stuff like that, so they had her do one, and she was like and like, you know, it was like her going in an elevator by herself. It was like a very come hither type thing, and it's like, this girl is 16-year-old, what the hell are you doing? And so like it was just very sus, and it was like, it was very weird. But yeah, I feel like, you know, and especially like the people who were kids during that, like maybe second or third generation and are older now and can see things with a more questionable eye, you know, we look out for this kind of stuff because we don't want anyone to be, especially the minors. So the minors instead of the boys. Also, hey Andy. Why can't I click on this? But I mean, it was kind of, because the thing is, I did see people with a critical eye. I did see people say it's just a dance move. For me, I do lean over, if I had a 16-year-old sister, would I want her to be doing that? No. But also, I guess there's something to argue with like boy groups too. Like when they do sexualized stuff, are people being inquisitive?
Remember that time, like there was like an era where like boy group guys would just like hump the floor
to the Take Me Down dance.
Yeah, it was just like they'd be rolling on the floor, and I was like, is this supposed to be something that I'm excited to see? Like, this isn't dancing. This is you just going on the floor and like kind of doing the worm in slow motion. It's weird. That was a weird moment of time. Everyone was doing it. It was like that. If you could do that dance, you're suddenly the main dancer of your group. It was like very weird.
It's so true. What was that? Like, it was like the Chris Brown Take Me Down thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, that didn't even look good when Chris Brown did it.
I feel like a lot of them were probably young too.
That's true.
I was just young too.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the things. Like, it's just young, because I definitely think there's some stuff, now that I look back, maybe I was just like, yes, bitch, get it. But in like retrospect, it's like, no, bitch, don't get it. Like, because it's like, you're fine. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, again, like if it's somebody of age doing it, like go ahead, do what you want. But I think it's just like, we have to make sure we're protecting minds. I mean, even me, stuff. Don't do it because I don't want to see it. But even like I like think of stuff that I did when I was a minor. I was like, what the fuck? Like when I was in 8th grade, we could, as 8th graders, so I was 13, for those of you who like maybe aren't familiar with the American school system, I wore basically what was supposed to be a sexy maid outfit for Halloween.
And your parents let you do that?
Well, the thing is, it was not sexy because I'm 13, but like, like it was not like it was like showing whatever. But I don't think I wore fishnets or anything like that. But I wore high heels with it, and I remember my friend, my friend being like
it's fall.
I probably did that. I probably like, you know, wore like, you know, just like a oversized Star Wars shirt. Like, I'm going to school, Mom. And then when I was like, dun, 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 like I did a whole change makeover. But I remember when I came to school, my friend was like, looked at me and she's like, wearing high heels as a maid is not practical. She just walked away.
It's true.
I was like, okay, infant, eat me up. Yeah, I was like,
perhaps you're dope and I am. You're like, hold on.
Perhaps she has a popular Twitter page now. Like, you know, she was probably popular on Tumblr back in 2013. I got that energy from her. But yeah, I think it's one of those things. And I know that a lot. I can't find the comment now, but somebody mentioned like moves are sexual if you only sexualize them, and I believe that's true. But there are going to be people who sexualize them, right? And I feel like keeping minors out of that kind of like whatever. I mean, again, like it goes blame, but it's like, what were you gonna say?
Me? I was gonna say some moves are sexual. I don't know. It's like it's just why are you doing it? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it goes back to a conversation that we actually had on stream on Monday where it's like some things, like there'll be like one move, and if one person does it, it will be male gaze, considered male gazy, and if another person does it, it will be considered girl boss, girl crush, slay queen, you know, eat the girls up. Mm. And it's really interesting how that gets defined, you know? So, in conclusion, sorry.
No, I was disagreeing.
Oh, well, in conclusion, we live in a society.
Well, I kept interrupting. I didn't even.
Oh no! I literally just talk over me because I talk too much. Just like
no,
punch me
I
out.
mean like just because you always say we live in a society.
And like just nothing of importance. When I have nothing of importance. Oh wait, I did have one thing. One thing I also thought was interesting, as you guys know, prior to their debut, when Karam, the member Karam's teaser picture was released, and it was revealed that she was a member of the group, or she was going to be a member of the group, she got swiftly swept up into a bullying accusation, and in addition, people releasing images of what people perceived as like not model student behavior, I'll just put it that way. And so a lot of people are like, what are you going to do, Big Hit? This bullies in your group. What are you going to do? And so they released a statement basically disclaiming and saying that these are false and it's harassment, etc., etc. And so like when they debuted, you know, I was kind of like, and other people were thinking, you know, was that the final word? Is it going to be over? Will people bring it up? Because if you know, last year, Sujin from Idol was caught up in it. Actually, I think it might have even started in 2020. But Sujin from Idol was caught up in a bullying scandal. And initially, Cube, her label, denied it. But then more stuff came out. And eventually, she's not in the group anymore. So people are wondering if this was going to be another situation like this, you know. But it was interesting because at their press conference for the release of this album / single, a reporter actually asked about the whole Karam controversy. And, you know, I was like, oh, they're asking the girls directly. That's kind of wild. You don't really see that. And so Chaewon, who happens to also be the leader of the group, swiftly grabbed that mic and said, clown, shut it down. No, she didn't say that. She was basically like, you know, I don't think it's appropriate to talk about that right now, but it will be addressed in the future or something like that. So, you know, people are whatevering. But do you think this is the last we'll hear about this Karam bullying controversy, or do you think Big Hit eventually or effectively deaded it with their statement?
It could be. I don't know. It could be like a Taeyong type of situation. Where it's kind of like, I mean, he did apologize for all of that, but it's like it could just be like done and never come back, really. Or could, I don't know, somebody else could come out and be like, I also was bullied, and then it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, that would be really bad too because it's so early. But for now, it seems like most people, I don't know, because aside from that, I haven't really been hearing it come up much again. Like there's like every, this person here now, every now and then, and be like, oh, what about her bullying? But for the most part, I feel like a lot of people have decided to stand and are like too busy, living it up in this debut or whatever. But next, I wanted to address the elephant in the room, the piranha in the bowl, the monkey in the manger. Let me stop. The title where I said that they're going to be the top 4th gen girl group. So we kind of went through some of their potential competition to be the next top girl group. And while all those girls are great and wonderful, the reason why I think that the Sserafim is going to top, and I'm saying this very tongue-in-cheekly, I don't know what's going to happen, and all these girls are doing great and well, and I feel like that's the best part, that so many girl groups are being successful right now. But I do think that they have a lot going for them. Specifically, first of all, they're starting off with 2 very known members, Chaewon and Sakura, right? 2 very, very well-received IZ*ONE members. They have the experience and the fandom that they had in IZ*ONE. They have Yoonji, who was, she wasn't a member of IZ*ONE, but people remember her from Produce 48. She has a great singing voice, very talented in that regard. But what I thought was interesting, at least in the way of Kazuha and then Garam, even if it's for negative stuff, the other members are really holding their ground in terms of not just being drowned out, that they have these famous people in their group. And I will say, well, I don't think this is happening to IVE 100%. I do hear Wonyoung's name a lot in comparison to the other members, even Yoojin, who's also really popular. And so while, it's only been a while since they've come out, they still need time to grow. I think I always worry that when they have a very distinctive popular member in a group, that it will become a Suzy situation. So yeah, or a Gugudan situation, and especially with like girls or guys, with boy groups, where they were coming off that Produce fame. Like we saw a lot of groups crash and burn previously from the first season of Produce. And so, like, you don't even have to call it a Suzy situation anymore. You can call it a Produce 101 first batch of girls season or problem or whatever. But I feel like a lot of the other girls are getting interest organically. And, well, I don't know if it's organically, y'all. Y'all know that everything's media play these days or whatever. And I feel like that's really good. Also, with this Garam controversy, her being alleged bully, while, that may be something that could tarnish her career or forever haunt her, I feel like there's like this trauma bond that happens with fans and their fave when they get into controversies, where the ones that peace out, but the ones that stay start to feel very protective of you because they know that they're going to be haters in the trenches. And honestly, some of y'all just like fighting. Let's be honest. Some of y'all just like fighting, whether it's behalf of your faves or whatever. So I feel like while there are, yes, a lot of people that are just like, oh, this girl's a bully, she did X, Y, and Z. There's a lot of people that are like, leave her alone. You're just attacking her because X, Y, and Z. I'm going to stand by and ride with this girl because she's my fave, or y'all are being too mean. So there's a lot of like intense bonding that happens when a fandom or like fans or whatever and their faves go through like hate. I feel like that's one of the reasons why BTS's fandom is so intense, because you'll hear all these stories about how people mistreated BTS and they remember that and they don't want that to happen again, and so they'll like fight you, if you say, I didn't like that pink shirt that Suga was wearing, so it's like the most main things. So I feel like while the controversy is bad, I feel like it could possibly be flipped in their favor. Also, the way that Kazuha is making waves, Kazuha is the one on the very end that's not cut off. I'm sorry, Yoonji. She cut off half her face. I was like, people were talking about her looks. I realized, okay, y'all I'm not trying to take from her. She looks like Suzy.
Is she?
She does. Not here, but in the music video, she looked very much like Susie. She was giving very Susie vibes to me. And I'm like, they have another Susie on their hands. It's done. It's done. It's done now. So they have a lot going for them, in my opinion. And then also the fact that they're Hybe's first girl group. And a lot of people are like, but you know, G-Farm was under blah, 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 blah. No, they're Hybe's first girl group, which is good because...
Is it Hybe or is it Source?
So they are technically under Source, but Source is under Hybe. Hybe is like the parent company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure. I thought there was another Hybe group that was actually
not a girl group.
I thought it was.
Well, Playtas...
there are two girl groups that were coming out.
Playtas is under Hybe too, but I think what it is that they're the first group that Hybe created themselves. Like, before, because most of those girl groups existed before. Right?
Well, I mean, like, I thought there were two new girl groups that were, like, being created.
But they're I guess they're after. Who would it be?
I don't know. I thought there was one that was Source and one that was Hybe.
Oh, well, people are calling this Hybe's first girl group, and that's what I was seeing in the releases. But regardless, I feel like they're the first girl group that was created and debuted while whatever their sub-label was under Hybe. And I think there's, like, pictures of, like, Sakura and Chaewon with, like, Bang PD. So, like, I feel like they had involvement in it. I think Bang PD wrote this song, if I'm not mistaken, or had some type of, like, involvement in it. But what I also wanted to say is that now people are gonna hate me. These girls, don't get me wrong, these girls have their own fan bases, okay? They're popular in their own. You could tell that by the album sales. But what I think is interesting is Hybe stands, right? So people who stand the conglomerate company or whatever, they're gonna need, after they vote for their boy group fave, they're gonna need to put their votes. You know how, like, with voting at the end of the year, like, for a lot of them, you have to cast the vote in every category, right? And so you might only really care about one group, whoever your fave is, but to be able to submit groups for your fave, you have to also submit groups for the other categories where your fave might not be featured. Well, they're gonna need somewhere to put the energy to the girl groups. And right now, this is the only one. So they get all those boy groups from Hybe's, like, you know, votes. Like the boy group company stands. And anytime there's, like, you know, there's, like, a girl group versus girl group thing, I feel like Hybe stands will give their energy towards this because it's another Hybe group and it builds Hybe. Yeah. So they also have that as the queens of Hybe currently. So I don't know. I just feel like they have a lot going for them right now. And so if they get I agree with you where this song is kind of on the MIDI side, but, you know, they'll have a lot of chances. And if they get that hit, I really think that they could rock it. Now, of course, Aespa, they're kind of running laps around the girls right now. Although Ives and them are doing well too, but I don't know. That was my hypothesis. Hybe themselves.
You said top 4, right?
Top 4 girls?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna
that they're gonna be in the top 4.
I said they're gonna be the top of the 4th gen.
Top of the 4th.
Yeah.
All right. I thought you were saying, like, top 4. Okay, I was gonna, like, I can maybe see that. Top of the, okay. I thought this whole entire, whatever, pleading your case, I guess. Was like, well, then you got me on there, but now I'm like, okay, hold on. Top? Because, like, if they do have another girl group, then what happens?
Then they, you know, it will be like a SSD and FX thing where it's, like, both very popular. One is, like, the, you know, top, and the other one is also very popular and fills in the niches that the other one can't. But that's my thingy. So Claire says, oh, I think I read this comment, but Claire says, Hybe themselves are claiming them as theirs. So yes, Hybe is like, we picked Sakura, we picked Chaewon. Minju said, get the F out of here, and we cried, but we picked ourselves back up and got some other people. But yeah. Andy says, company stands, man, but I see your point. I feel like they'll be fine in terms of popularity. I definitely agree. So that is all I have for our docket today. But wait a second. Reporting live is Jazz with the Shoe Minute.
It's fun. There's still the EXO ladder um show, and I think that's about all he's been doing. So yeah. I mean, he's looking good. I mean, that's the thing. And it seems fun. I haven't watched yet.
Add my mic to this scene, so I'll do that again. Reporting live is Jazz from the Shoe
Minute. There's nothing else.
You have to make something up. Well, that's it. Sorry, guys. Don't worry. What I said was irrelevant.
Sorry.
What I said was irrelevant. Oh, did you have something else?
No, not for Freeman. No.
Oh, wait.
I thought I had a topic, but now I forgot what the topic was.
Oh,
I had it in my mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I have to bring it up. And then so I feel like that was like 30 minutes ago, and that's fine.
Oh, I feel bad. You should have.
No, I was waiting to get through. I probably should have typed it. I should just like, let's get through it, and then I'll obviously remember it. Like, no.
Oh, I do that all the time. Okay, well, let's do this, because I don't have anything either about the Jung Janet or the Jax Janet. Actually, Jackson is fine. So that's my topic for today. Well, this will actually be the point where we turn.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
I remember now. I don't know if you talked about it before, like how Amber from FX was on
Toast's podcast.
Yeah.
I actually didn't add up specifically because I didn't get to finish it. But was there anything in particular you wanted to point out what she said?
I just thought it was interesting because she like kind of talked about like what it was like being in the K-pop world, and then she compared it to how it is now. And it was just like very interesting. I would recommend it.
I would recommend it too, because for the like couple minutes I watched, it seemed interesting. I thought it was funny where I think her name is Yvonne. She was like, Toast was like, do you know any of her K-pop music? And she was like, sorry, I only know like BLACKPINK or something like that. I was like, but Amber was like, no, it's fine, like whatever. And I was like, that's crazy. How you don't know FX? How you don't know FX for? But yeah, that's definitely really interesting. So check that out. I don't think I had anything. Do you guys have anything in the chat that I missed that you guys wanted to talk about? There's like one thing I kind of deleted that I can maybe speed run through the topic, but I don't know the specifics because I did not look it up in detail. Yeah, and I deleted it, so I'll just keep it. It was just basically about this boy group member. I think he's from The Boys, Yon something. He was like doing a V Live, and he like did this like kind of cute like thing where he was like, you know, I'm really thirsty now. Like, I bet if I say I'm thirsty, a drink will appear. And then like a staff ran in and gave him juice. And so like some people were like, oh, that's so cute. But he like, you know, knew the staff was watching. But then some people were like, that is so full of himself to think that like when he says juice, staff will come running and give him juice. Like, you know, people were really mad about it. So
you're mad about like everything.
The thing
you can't do anything. You can't make one joke and then everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're serious. You meant it.
I think it's just, I don't know, because I think it's me too. Like I try to like sometimes like people need to calm down. Like, like, and stop assuming the worst. Like, a lot of their fans were coming forward and being like, oh, it's like a joke that their staff is very, very, like, monitors them a lot. So that guy's like, oh yeah, I know the staff is watching this, monitoring me. So obviously, like, it's a joke, and it's like one of those things where, like, a tweet you make leaves your Twitter neighborhood. So a bunch of people are, like, shooting you, like, in the face because they don't know the context or, like, the inside joke that is associated with the tweet. I think it's like one of those things in that case. So clownery. Sorry.
I think people have just become more pessimistic with social media.
I agree.
Like, they always assume the worst, as you said. And it's kind of...
They need to go to jail!
Everyone.
He needs to go
Twitter.
To jail! Because he should have asked for apple juice instead of orange juice. What's wrong with him? But yeah, that's all I had. Y'all ain't got nothing y'all want to talk about? Or is the chat that's lean?
Apparently there's like a Thai group I was reading on Reddit that's being created. And I think it has like 3 boy groups. No, not boy groups. 3 ex-boy group members already lined up, and that they're gonna make a show to find like 3 Thai members. I think it's a Thai company, and they're making a Thai K-pop group.
Do you know who are the members that are from the past groups?
One of them was New Kid. I know that. I don't.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Is it another Mnet show though? Because it's gonna be rigged.
I think it's a Thai show, so I think.
Oh, it's completely. Oh, so it's people who were in K-pop, but who were Thai, going back to.
No, I don't think so.
So they're Korean.
They're trying to make a Thai Korean group.
Ah, okay.
That have Thai and Korean.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
New Kids, Wu Chill, Yoonmin. I don't know who Yoonmin is. And Boys 24. Oh yeah, Boys 24.
Hwayoung?
Young Kwan. You know he would never be invited to anything again. He's gone.
And I know that hurts your heart, but one day, Jasmine, you will see your fave.
You always bring him up. You saw her like face lit up. You're like, oh my, Hwayoung? Like, oh my god. I wasn't even thinking about him.
One day, you'll get to look up and see your fave singing again on stage, and he'll be like, hand you a Listerine strip.
And all. Totally to see you. I think you have to get this here.
I'm like thinking.
My breath did kind of stink. You're right. I know.
Oh god.
What were they thinking when I came here? You already said it once. I don't need you saying it twice.
Oh no! Do you have floss as well, sir?
Poor fans.
Right? Oh god, that is like, no, you guys don't understand. Imagine you meeting your fave. You're walking on cloud 9, nay, cloud 10, and he says your breath stinks, and he doesn't want you to call him Mopa. That's trauma.
It doesn't say to his face, he gets caught.
Exactly. His girlfriend. So if you're on the delusional side, that would matter. His girlfriend then leaks.
I think they're ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, ex-girlfriend leaks.
Because I don't think a real girlfriend would be like,
so true.
Now.
His ex-girlfriend leaks. Right. His baby mama. His baby mama and soon-to-be wife said that y'all need some. He said y'all need some Listerine strips. How would that make you feel? Okay. I would just end my K-pop standing.
If you don't know what we're talking about, look up Hwayoung from Boys 24. It's interesting.
I actually have a video with Jazz in it, so watch that. Let me link that real quick. Let me do some promo properly. But yeah, I don't even know. I think it's literally its own video because Jazz, you were like so in love with him. You were like, we need the time to talk about this. It's important. Boys.
I doubt it.
2024.
I did like Boys 24. even though nobody watched it, because I feel like it was during when everybody was tired of Produce and all the TV shows like Produce. So everyone that was on Boys 24 didn't really get any popularity.
It was a bit too early. It was a bit too early. I will never let this go, Leanne, because that is wild. That's literally like a Stan's worst nightmare. All right, so wait, I meant to bring up Leanne asking, did you see Aespa got mobbed at Isuman's old high school? Did you see that, Jess?
Okay. Wait, mom? Why were they there?
I don't know the exact details. Probably, I would imagine. Did I spell Aespa wrong? I remember seeing a bit about it on Netizen Buzz, but that they were looking for like the culprits that did it. Okay. Gyeongbok High narrows investigation search down 2 students who harassed Aespa. Okay, I'm getting this from Netizen Buzz. Let me. Okay. Ooh, this is just on our face. Okay.
Oh, like. Watching the video of it.
Oh. Of the Hawaiian thing? Oh, wait, you're watching the video? Can you link me?
I tagged. I don't know what I'm watching. I don't know what's happening.
Appropriate.
It might not be what it is. Is it
this? Does Karina have purple hair?
Does she? I don't know. She's so far away in this one.
Well, there's like a photo still, and it's like
is it a guy and 2 guys, and they come up with a sign?
Oh no, I'm just seeing this.
This is the guy's point of view. Oh,
well, it seems like they posted. So one of them posted it on SNS. Yeah, I'm about to use my Korean to English translation. Oh wow, it doesn't have anything here. Okay, that's fine. Funny how our dreams are true. Na 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 nuclear. Oh, rude student runs on stage to take picture with Aespa.
Like, I think it's from his point of view. Like, he has the camera. You can see him get on the stage.
Let me pull this up. Y'all, you're gonna have to go like this because this person took it.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw me doing it. So I was kind of like, what is going on?
It's funny how his dreams didn't come true and now he's under investigation.
They kind of did and then didn't at the same time.
Okay.
He got on the stage.
Let's try. Okay. Okay, y'all. This is giving Taeyeon. Remember when somebody tried to grab Taeyeon off the stage?
Is that when he bumped into somebody? Or
anybody? I'm actually not sure. I'm sorry, but why did no one snatch him? This is the picture that was taken. I guess this is it.
I like how they rewarded. Like, why did they reward him?
They probably were like, this crazy man will kill us if we don't take the picture. I would be like, who are you? But that's the thing.
No manager was like, sir, get off. What are you doing?
I'd have been like, no, I would have pushed him off the stage. But then there would be people that are like, oh my god, Aespa is so mean to fans.
And I'd be like, as you deserve. I always found that so like annoying. Like when people would be like, if you pushed like a fan, like when they would be in the airport,
mm-hmm.
It was like you'd be rude if you pushed a fan that was like all up in your face. I was like, no, push the fan and then walk away. Don't even acknowledge that you did it too. Just be like, move, and then like go to your freaking flight. Like, because they didn't respect you. It's just kind of like, you do what you like. What is it, the golden rule?
Mm-hmm.
Treat people how you want to be treated. And obviously you want to be pushed around.
That's so true. And it's just like, that's why I could not be a celebrity, because it's just too much like rules you have to play by differently that other people don't have to play by. Because like, that's true. If a fan, not only that, but if a fan like shows up to your house or like does X, Y, and Z, it's like, why do you think I owe you? But then if you do it mean, they're like, wow, I bought 3 of your albums. You know, I collected your toenail clippings from your dressing
Here's
room.
my money.
Exactly.
Here, how much was that? It was on discount? All right, so I guess I'm giving you a discount. Like, that's too much.
It's messed up. Like, there was a controversy, I think, recently with Sunmi, where she was, I guess, going to the airport, and apparently some, like, not paparazzi, but journalists, like, reporters, like, photographers that would take pictures of you at the airport, accused her of giving them the wrong gate on purpose to avoid her. And then apparently, I was kind of confused, because apparently her response was like it was a private schedule, like she wasn't going, like she was going to see like family or something like that, so it wasn't like an event. But then also there was a mix-up or something, so her saying that I guess it was a private schedule anyway, but then also it was messed up in an accident or whatever. But it's like, why do you deserve to know where she's gonna be, like what gate she's gonna be at? Leave her alone. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
that's weird.
It's like, how are you mad at me? Yeah,
I couldn't be famous for, that's why, tell me, I would be a one-hit wonder and just fade away. Write like 3 words in it, get royalties from that, and then just live off of that for the rest of my life.
honestly.
And then some people would be like, "Oh my gosh, did you say? Oh my gosh, I love that song." I'm like, you know, yeah, that was me. That was 5 years ago.
You break out one of these mics like, oh, don't go changing just to please me.
That's the one. Not,
yeah, no. That man, crazy though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unfortunately, y'all don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the heck out of here. Okay, we're closing up shop for the night. We reached the end of the podcast, unfortunately. So last call, get your last drinks in, order the last, chili cheese steak from the kitchen. Actually, it closed like 2 hours ago, so don't try to order anything. But Jazz, as always, do you have anything you want to tell the people and any last words?
Happy Mother's Day to
Oh, thank you. Should I reveal I'm pregnant?
No. With who? There.
That's gonna be my next YouTube video. Yeah. What's supposed to mean? Okay, not her roasting me. You know what, y'all? I gotta go solo. She out here roasting me. I really just gotta.
It's for me. It never happened to me. It's like, I don't know what happened.
Y'all, this is
like Jack and the Virgin.
It's too late. This is a solo show now. Anyway, hi y'all. Welcome to the Sleepy Idol. I had the screen ready because I knew you act up. Okay, I knew you would act up, and I would have to cut you. No, just kidding. Back to your regular formatted programming. But yeah, thank you guys.
Okay, like, why is my name Jazz here? But then when we go to like the other version, I'm Jasmine.
Because I wanted to be more formal. Because it didn't look as cute with just Jazz. Oh, it was too long? I don't know. It didn't look as cute with just Jazz. I don't know.
Okay. I was like looking. I was like, did something happen? Because the last time I looked, it said Jasmine.
It's like this one is Jazz, the other one is Jasmine, your last name, your social security number, your address.
It's all in like micro. I gotta read the fine print.
But thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream and having fun. Make sure you get home safely. If you're still rammed up and ready to party, there's another bar on 54th and Crenshaw. They take our overflow, so you can go there and have a good rest of the night. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys next week at the Sleepy.
I get confused.
Wait, is it this one?
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
At the Sleepy Idol. So on that mighty bar. See you guys next time. Bye. Oh wait, let me go to the screen.